Hello, everybody. How are you doing? Wowee. Women folk have gone insane again. Now, this was happening last week, but it's surely escalated, this Lindsay Clancy case. Also, Spoon and I, based on last week's stream, gotten a little bit, just a little tiny bit of a drama, I guess you could call it, regarding elite theory.
I did not make a video about
You
trashing the man whose
did make a
opinions were
video.
dog shit and makes absolutely no. I did no
I
such thing.
believe you did, sir.
How
I
dare you
certainly
piss much
watched the
when I
video.
it was not nearly 20 minutes long and funny as hell.
It
No,
was
that's
very
true.
funny. It was very funny. I will confirm that it was. The video you didn't make was very funny. Now, by the way, I do want to talk about that because I think there were some misunderstandings. We're going to go over that. We'll do that first. Just talk about the little bit of drama, which is what, and genuinely, I mean, like, look, Sargon kind of felt it himself. And I will say this, like,
Over and over again.
well, I mean, in particular, if you're gonna start out by saying elite theory is an ideology, then
You're
your
gonna
own
get mauled.
editor of your magazine tells you it's not, and then you go, "Yeah, I know."
Yeah, you're gonna get
It's
mauled
also
because
it's such a
you're
strange
wrong.
clip that he posted as some sort of gotcha, and it's like, well, I didn't even know how the clip was a gotcha. It was also mostly Bill talking. So, which I think Bill might feel bad about, but it's not his fault at all. It's just a strange part of the stream that they clipped when we were talking about Bo and Nate last week. By the way, I did reach out to Nate because he got into another or like additional fights with you, didn't he? Or there was some bickering back and forth, which I don't like, by the way. He did agree to come on. I've been so busy this week I didn't follow back with him though because I'm going to the Witten tomorrow.
I said no.
And Spoon said no, which I thought he would say yes, but I thought maybe, you know, it's
No.
Bill's very tired because he had to get up very early in Rumble Spud, so he's not joining us tonight. He's not feeling well. But maybe a week it'll be Bill and I, and we can have Nate on. I know that you've said no, and then that was also like, well, I already asked him, and then I went and asked you, and Spoon went and asked Spoon. He said no, he doesn't want anything to do with it. So yes. Also, I got my hair cut. It is a bit Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy. Thank you, but I wasn't actually going for that. But oh well. My hair was way too long, so I got it cut. And a lot of it was dead because I bleach it all the time. So, shorter now. I don't know. Besides, Mandy. Oh no, is this what everybody thinks? Fuck. I think no, is it the... Hang on. We'll just take that off then. How about that? Does that make it better? It's a little bit less Mandy if I take the headband out. Okay. What do you think, Spoon, by the way? Well, I guess I'm sharing my screen. You don't know.
Yeah, so I can't tell.
Well, I could send you a picture, I guess, huh? I took one picture earlier and I was complained at for not smiling, so then I smiled extra. That's why I just sent you, Spoon. Anyway. So
did you try to pull off the smug cat meme that you?
I naturally do
for?
the smug cat meme. That's just the way my face looks when I'm smug.
It's either smug cat or like Aiden, are you okay? Like, yeah, I'm high as a kite and A-okay with it.
Look, my hair was all dead. Like all the long parts of it were dead as fuck. It's been through so many treatments. It was just dead. I wanted to get it cut.
And you also look high as a kite and like, yeah, I'm fine. Just you look faded as hell in that picture.
Well.
I'm sorry, but if you showed the picture to anyone, you would say, "What's the first thing that comes to mind?" High.
I was just trying to.
You look like you're just about to exhale smoke. Just
to exhale smoke. Like I certainly can do that. So what do we?
Yeah.
What do we have this week? But the Lindsay
like,
Clancy
you
stuff.
have gummies, all of the gummies.
I did have some gummies. I had some at that time. To be fair.
I told you. So I was right.
You were correct. You were correct. I may have had a little
Yeah,
bit of a
there we
dummy.
go. Gets the point.
Look,
So that's
I had to go
why.
get my hair
No
cut.
wonder.
I had to do social interaction with somebody. I've never had my hair cut here before at this place that I went to. And so I was like, oh, I had to interact socially. So my
And
nightmare.
so your job is to get high?
I wanted to take a little bit of a gummy so that I wasn't so socially retarded, you know?
Uh-huh. Because you
No,
got
put
high.
it back. The
Because you got high.
headband. Yeah, I don't
Because you
know.
got high.
Flan the Man for 5 says, Flan the Man says, so is the dating market full of apathy? Go to church, apathy is death. What? Thank you for the $5, Flan the Man. And what an excellent topic to bring up, because tonight we're going to end stream a little bit early because I have a new video that is about why the dating market is so fucked up. And it goes into like the whole looks maxing trend. I talked about this the last couple weeks, but
What
it's
if it's
all
more the
done now.
American market?
The American dating market?
Yeah.
The Amerimut market? Because you're ideally going to produce more mutts, and I mean that as Amerimuts. I mean as one myself. That's my word, you know. Is that it? Mutt market?
No, I mean more the no, you said that the dating market. I think that's more an American problem.
Well, it certainly is. And marriage and any
Yeah.
kind of long-term relationships. It's a major problem overall. But it does include dating. Young people aren't dating as much as they used to, or having sex as much as they used to. I mean that one's better, but it's not because they're waiting for marriage, or because I mean really I don't think from the data
Because they're
that's the
using
reason.
abortion like it's a fucking contraceptive.
No, but they're not having sex either, so they wouldn't be having abortions if they've not had sex. So it's in
Oh
fact
yeah, Paul for Dolly Parton.
yeah, we'll touch on it. Unfortunately, in the last day, we've lost two iconic figures, Dolly Parton,
Yeah.
and oh my God, Tim
And
Curry.
Tim Curry.
And my brain just died there for a second. You know,
Yeah.
I've got a little bit of a tribute to both of them that's in the show because I loved Dolly Parton, and of course I love Tim Curry. But we're going to at least have to watch a little bit of
I can see you
Spanx.
being a massive fan of Tim Curry, yes.
Of course I love Tim Curry. Women love Tim Curry. And all people love Dolly Parton. I saw someone ask, with Dolly Parton gone, is there any woman that is universally beloved left? Like in pop culture and pop media? Is there any woman left that people actually like? Like universally beloved?
Yeah, and I actually couldn't think of one.
I can't either. Who is just everybody
which
likes
is kind
Dolly
of
Parton.
worrying.
Now, you know, there was some stuff where Dolly Parton apparently, she was only 80, which I mean, only 80, but she was 80 years old. She was younger than I thought she was.
She didn't look 80.
No, in which direction? Because she'd had a ton of work done, obviously. You know.
Yeah, but normally people who have a ton of work done look horrendous. She was like one of the few people that had plastic surgery and still looked somewhat presentable, which is quite bizarre.
Dolly did an incredible amount of good for Gatlinburg, and Tennessee and this Smoky Mountains more broadly. She really did bring back prosperity that she had made over the course of her career, home to a part of the world that doesn't, a part of the United States that most people don't give a shit about, but now has a booming. Well, I don't know if it's currently booming after COVID. I don't know how well any kind of like tourist area is doing.
Tim Curry played the devil from Tenacious D?
Yeah.
What, you mean in the video? No, he didn't. The voice, maybe, but I'm pretty sure. No, Dave Grohl played the demon. Like, I'm 90% sure it was Dave Grohl who played the demon.
I don't know. I didn't think that was Tim Curry, but
unless
it's been
I'm
a while since I've seen
really
Tenacious
wrong
D.
about this. Hold on. Yeah, hold on a second. I need to look this up now.
Lamented says maybe Pippa is someone who's universally beloved, but no, the leftoids can't stand her though. The leftoids just don't know who Dolly Parton was, so they didn't have like a reason to hate her, I guess, because they didn't know who she was. But she was very pro-vax. She funded a lot of that vax stuff, and she was vaccinated. So I'm not just saying vaccinated ? Answered yes. I'm not making light of her death in any way, but she was in really good shape for an 80-year-old woman, and 80 is not that old. So I do wonder about that kind of thing, you know. Arsion for 5 says, completely off topic, but you ever notice how every top performing chick flick is about a woman cheating? Is it? Now, we talked about this. You were there for my premiere that we do in the Discord last night. Arsion was. Do talk about how Extra Pair attraction, which is wanting to be with someone other than your existing romantic partner, increases during different parts of the ovulatory cycle. So, I've still got the text up here from it too. The mysterious missing ovulatory shift since since I recorded it yesterday. The last little bit of it. But shall we start with a little bit of the drama? Because I just want to go over this, and it's in many ways, I guess that's the Is it entertaining, chat? Is that the entertaining
It's
part?
really dumb drama
It is
because
really
it's very like
dumb.
a self-own.
I mean, he just
And then the double down on the self-own, which is the bit that makes me go,
yeah.
what? Here's the thing for me. No one agreed with him on this.
Well, no, everyone was
Like,
just like, a couple
at
people just.
all.
I saw a couple people who were just kind of like, oh yeah, they're just being depressing and they're being blackpilled or whatever. But it's like,
Yeah, because
well,
if you understand the hierarchy of all mammalian organizations, somehow that's doom appealing. I don't know how. Also, the bit that this is okay. I'm not suggesting Sargon is botting, but I have noticed with some of his posts, he gets a lot of likes but no comments.
I don't know. I have
Which
no
is
idea. I can't
very
imagine.
strange.
I can't imagine he'd be botting.
It's very weird to see people get like a lot of likes, but like no one says anything. That's
It
kind
is
of
weird. It is, but he's also been around for forever, so people might just see a post from him and just go like and not interact with it. Also, this clip, I don't even know how it's so damning. Like, first of all, it's taken out of a much larger conversation where we talk about what elite theory
You
is.
holding up a fell for it again award?
Yeah, I was wearing a fell for it again award last week. You didn't notice?
Oh.
Maybe is that why he got so offended? I bought that. Mach made that, by the way.
Also, this is gonna sound a bit weird, but I kind of like your roots like that.
Really? Do you like it better than it being? Because I bleached it and then I cut it, so there actually has been several changes in the last week. TJ Francer 5 says, Ave Crown Crew, Ave sir, blessed stream upon you. Pour one out for a couple of real ones. Spoon, do you have a good recipe for Boerewurst? Do you?
No, first of all, Wurst is German.
Did I pronounce it wrong? Okay, my bad, sorry.
No. The way it's written there is German.
Did I? Yeah. Boerewurst, like, right?
Yeah, Boerewurst. Well, that's German. It's Wors is W-O-R-S. That's the first thing.
Spoon has to correct you on your Dutch, swamp German. Thank you, TJ Franz.
But that's not Dutch. That's German.
But I thought you were saying no. But that's not correct for the swamp German. What you speak.
Yes, but I'm saying that word is German.
So what is it?
There's nothing wrong with the word
German?
itself. It's Wors. It's W-O-R-S, not
there we go.
U-R-S-T.
Lamented's got it.
That was my point. Yes. And no, because typically you don't make Boerewurst unless you are a farmer.
So I have seen a recipe for it because I thought about making it because it would be really difficult.
See, what's Dave Grohl in Tenacious D? I knew I wasn't going crazy.
Okay. I have looked up... Hello, Hortz, Fun Moving Horvitz. I've looked it up before because I wanted to make it. I wanted, and then I looked into how you would simulate doing a braai, and I was like, fuck all this. Because I thought...
All wood, fire.
Yeah, but it's a bunch of effort, and it's a big thing. I don't know. It was shortly after we met. Maybe we'd known each other for a while, but you were explaining it all to me. I'm like, that does sound really good.
Braai?
What did I want to make? Skilpadgies, I think it was.
Oh, a skull, but yeah, this oh god, I can't remember.
It's it's also wrapped in I think stomach or some other intestine, and it's like a little ball. Is that what I'm thinking of? I don't know.
That sounds like haggis.
No, it was kind of like haggis. Maybe I'm thinking of something else then, but I don't know.
I know that
I love haggis.
I remember the.
So. We did discuss it. At the time. But Boerewurst. And yeah, most people don't make it. You just buy it at the shop, from my understanding. I mean, because then you have to put it in a casing. Now, it's not that if you can get casing, then it's not that difficult. Yeah. You have to get. I actually have a machine for stuffing. Well, not a machine. It's, you don't need a machine. Yeah. You can just. I have a plastic pump that you like. It's like a big syringe, and you can use that to fill sausage casings. We immediately have to talk about food, obviously. It's not broken ground also, if we don't immediately get distracted with food talk.
Yeah. Okay, no, it's not porky course. It was like a small appetizer dish that Aiden was talking about.
Yeah, I don't know I can't remember what it was, but it was some kind of little ball of meat. in I might have, it was very similar to haggis now that I'm trying to remember it. It was similar to haggis, but I love haggis. So anyway, shall we get to this though? Let's talk about the oops. We've caused a slight controversy, I suppose. So this was what, August 20th, which would have mean that was, yeah, this was the day after we streamed, so it was the next morning, I think. Yeah, I woke up to see that
Yeah, you
Sargon,
linked this to me.
yeah, had tweeted about it. So he says, I don't see the point in any ideology that inculcates learned helplessness into its adherents. And it's weird, like, because the part he clips is Bill talking about learned helplessness, but we're saying we're in no way advocating for learned helplessness. In fact, I think a lot of what happens with people is on the democracy treadmill in the Seligman experiment, as I'll get to, is that it's learned helplessness is not just lying down and dying like a dog. It's also continuing to strive when you in a completely fruitless endeavor. You know? And I think in a way that is its own form of learned helplessness. If you just keep trying, even though there's absolutely no way for you to succeed. Maybe it's not learned helplessness. There's probably a better term for that.
Wishful thinking.
It's not even wishful thinking. Even it's like you're
Also,
endeavoring
Aiden, was it this?
Let me see. You are endeavoring towards something that, from which your current behaviors have no chance of resulting in the desired. That is, yeah, Skopaji. Yeah, that is it.
Skill pikey.
Pike. Okay, well, it has a D and a J in it, so you can understand why I might pronounce it that way, right?
Yes. Yes, but that's pronounced key in Afrikaans.
All right, this is it. This is the thing I was thinking
It's usually TJIE. Yes, that basically means small in Afrikaans. Like that's like a thing that you add. Yes, that makes like skilpaikie. You know, skilpad is tortoise. Skilpaikie is small tortoise. Same way if you say like ball is bal, and then baliki is small ball.
Okay.
Kariki, car, kariki, small car.
Okay.
I don't know why we have that. It's just the thing that we do.
They looked really good. I do understand this is, it's not quite the Karen cut. Like the Karen cut is when it's longer in the front. You know what I mean? This is just a normal bob. Karen cut is when
the Karen cut is when you're inviting minorities in to, you know, violate all your family members.
Yeah, there's that too as well, yeah. One sec. Oh. Okay. Sorry, I had something stuck in my teeth. This is a great stream so far. Well.
Good, I'm hoping.
Well, yeah. I just ate before stream. Anyway. So, don't see the point in any ideology that inculcates learned helplessness into its adherents, an ideology that somehow commands its followers not only to seek power, but they can't seek power. Not only not to seek power, sorry, but they can't seek power is contradictory and wrong. Lammy, Rayner, Burnham, etc. are not better than you. This is such a bizarre...
Yeah, we didn't say they were, so that was kind of weird.
I think he's deeply... I mean, I really think he doesn't know what elite theory is, because does he think that Lammy, Rayner, and Burnham are the true elites? Is that how you think elite theory works, Carl? If that's...
Is it because they're in power there for the elite?
Also, by the way, being the elite...
I mean, none of those people really have any pull.
The problem, by the way, is that elites
what's up, Harry?
Hey, Harry, how's it going? The problem is that elites are supposed to be better than you, but they're not currently. The current elites are
our elites
shit.
Absolutely suck. Yeah.
Which is part of the fucking problem, yeah. Harry says the online right is one big mean girl spat to the drama. I know, isn't it, right?
Yeah, tell us about it.
So here is the clip in question, which I'll address more of, then we'll get down into it. Clearly a common theme with the elite theorists. Also, this is a quote. Who the fuck recorded this? Because the audio quality is dastardly. It's a delusion of grandeur. No. Delusion of grandeur, it's the opposite.
You think you can grade...
Oh, sorry.
We don't think we can
confused. I thought it was you talking now.
It's a learned helplessness. It's an observation of a learned helplessness based upon your exclusion from the in-group. It's not based upon like...
But Bill even here is saying it's an observation of learned helplessness. I just want to be clear, like I said before, we'll get to it. Never mind. I won't belabor the point. I wrote it in text.
Very weird hearing myself.
It is weird, yeah.
Oh, it's not like the communists where it's like, oh, we of course, when the communist revolution happens, we'll all be in a party, people.
No, you won't. No, and it is realism there ultimately. You're clearly a common... What a weird section to clip, too.
I still have no... Okay, this is the first time I've actually heard this clip. I have no idea why this clip was clipped.
I don't know why it was clipped either. I think it's just because Bill said the term learned helplessness, and I had noticed that a bunch of the anti-elite theory people who've been having a go at AA and at all,
Israel, yeah, tell me about it.
keep using the term learned helplessness. Now, that's great for you. It's a bad idea to use a social science theory and misapply it when talking to or about me. That's a really stupid idea, because I happen to know, quite a lot about that experiment, and why your application of it here is not actually getting the whole picture and wrong. But in order to do what we are suggesting doing,
I will not.
It is neither the option. It is neither the option to keep running at a futile task nor to give up and die. It's to get off of Seligman's treadmill, right? That's what we are proposing. A third option, if you will, which is don't get yourself involved in something that you have absolutely no capacity to affect or do anything about. That also doesn't mean roll over and die. These two things are not analogous. And we're going to go over, Scrump did a thread on explaining elite theory, because apparently there's been a problem with that. And I would say, I did speak to Nate. I know you don't want to talk to him, but I still would like to have him on to have a conversation about it. And he basically did say that he isn't necessarily that familiar with it, and just has kind of got its second or third hand from AA, and he doesn't like AA, and he has a problem with AA selling courses. Now, I know that you addressed that they sell AA's courses on the Lotus website.
Dude. It's like, this is the point I said in the video. Like, don't bash your boss's friends when the boss's friends sells the courses on the same website and organization that employs you. That's like quite stupid. Maybe don't do that.
Blood sports. Look, I hate conflict.
Oh, God,
that's why I messaged
really
Nate.
no kidding.
Yes, that's why I messaged Nate, because I really don't like conflict. I much prefer everyone to get along. I know you don't agree, Spoon.
No, I don't like unnecessary conflict either, and that's why I don't put myself in a position where I will spur it on, which is why when you say, can you get this person, like, no, because he pissed me off and he was an asshole. And
well, Spoon, sometimes you can be a little bit of an asshole too. I mean that with all the love in the world.
Yes, but here's why I'm going to take umbrage with what you just said. It's because having to go at me on the comment section wasn't even aimed at him. He just came in and just started rambling shit at me. And I'm like, I didn't even know there was Nate. I thought it was Bo.
I know you thought it was Bo. I thought it was Bo as well.
Aimed at what Bo said.
Well, yeah, your comment was aimed at that too. We already talked about this last week, so I won't belabor that too much. But
and again, he still blocked me, didn't like unblock me or apologize and say like, "Oh, like no, none of that." And it's like, "Oh, would you like to have a pleasant conversation?" No, I won't. Piss off.
Well, I was the one who suggested it. He also did suggest it as well. So by the way, like,
no, gay.
Oh, maybe. I didn't think it was gay. In terms of fucking Roig Nationalist agrees, by the way. I want to look at all the comments first before I zoom in on the particular one of note. You got Lamented Guy here, gave that a little heart.
This is such a weird thing to say.
What, Roig Nationalist?
A series of barely non-trivial observations about the capacity of small motivated groups possessing, no, hold on, this bit I get in it, is to outmaneuver large groups of disorganized people lacking power and resources. Yeah, that's fine. What is also clear is that a theory with a clear elective affinity for misfits, that's kind of weird to say it's an affinity for misfits. Like, have you seen the people currently in power? Do they look like they belong? Like they're shit and incompetent, and they all look grotesquely like dysgenic.
Well, are intelligent people, or I'm not even including myself in that, but I mean, like, there are many intelligent people who ascribe to elite theory, which is a theory, a framework for understanding power. Could it be? Yeah. I don't know. Like, it's weird because
and lack of social capital. Like, if I wanted to chase social capital, why the hell would I bother with elite theory? That makes no sense.
It's bizarre. I mean, what I was going to get to with all that is that they oftentimes can tend to be outsiders because isn't popular. You want to tell people that, hey, guess what? Actually, you have no capacity to affect democratic electoral politics. You really don't. You individually cannot do anything. Even the name that goes on the ballot is not up to you. That's selected by the elites. You don't have any real capacity to affect anything politically. You do have the capacity to affect things personally, interpersonally, locally, in a small group of people. That's obviously you don't pick the elites, you don't pick the leaders that the elites put in front of you. So your ability to manifest change over all of this is non-extant.
No, Reese, that's kind of the point, is that you can't gain power by bitching online. That's kind of the whole
Yeah.
point. Yeah.
So, elective affinity, it's fucking funny coming from raw nationalists too, but whatever. So, I mean, there was, like you said, there weren't, I haven't checked it since I think he made this,
It's
but there
kind of
weren't a
weird
ton
because
of
I've
comments
never
on
looked
this.
at elite theory and in any way thought this is about social capital, like at all. I just went, oh, that's kind of an interesting academic theory about the realities of power.
Well,
I don't know
I
how they
think
came
they
up
think
with
that
needing social
because
capital.
I
That's what they're
drawing from
concerned
what
with. It's projection.
raw nationalists actually said here, capacity of small motivated groups
Yeah, go pub.
possessing
There you
power.
go.
By the way, I'm pretty sure like this is the Wikipedia description of it, or maybe the AI
is it?
overview. Okay, so if I type in elite theory into Google,
Also, it's like,
is
can I
that if
just
that
take a
is, ends up
moment
being the
to
exact thing, I wouldn't be. I mean, it's like, I mean, that is what it is.
it's similar.
I don't know. You might also, because AI,
Yeah,
the
also,
AI stuff is different for different people, right? Like what it might show
yes,
you.
and also can we just take a moment to acknowledge someone who talks about explaining away their own impotence and lack of social capital. Meanwhile, your profile picture is Vince Garanda.
Yeah, you're not familiar with Ren.
No,
is
I
his
am
name.
familiar about it. I'm familiar with him. I've seen what he looks like, but I'm just find it funny that he talks about lack of social capital, and I'm like, dude, your profile picture is Vince Garanda, but laser eyes. Like, really? Don't get me wrong, Vince Garanda was in great shape, but I mean, it's not you. Also,
Yeah.
like, Vince Garanda was like from the fucking 60s.
Lemmy, Rainer, Burnham don't have power. You said it yourself, talking about Trust getting cooed, or Starmer saying he pulls levers and nothing happens. I have a dog in this fight, but I think they're arguing. I don't think they're arguing that Rainer has any elite power, which we weren't at all. That was, again, it's
No, that was it. No, that's aimed at Sargon.
Well, yeah, but that.
Yeah.
That's not what we're arguing. So it was a weird thing to clip again.
Yeah.
In general, it was weird. Yet pub cannot deceive you. The bartender will never criticize your choices. Well, maybe if you had a little bit too much, you might. No conflict here. The iron law of oligarchy is clearly true, but the recognition of this fact. These are the people who agreed. I've hearted these ones. But the recognition of this fact then mandates the task of forming new oligarchy to circulate into assume power, as many groups have done before us. I mean, like, I don't even think the comments were all that approving of it. Bojack, Cognac, fan of Broken Crown. That mass creation broadcast is often around as well. I don't think it went over great, but it also didn't go over great, particularly in this line of the comments. So this is Rory, the editor of Islander magazine, says elite theory is a sociological theory of how power is distributed and exercised. It does not by itself prescribe political abstention or tell you not to seek power. Absolutely not. I'm saying this as someone who doesn't rate elite theory that highly. Sargon comes back
I'm
with...
not sure. It's not a like Scrum said this in their video. It's not like Mao's little red book of communism.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's here's how hierarchy works. Like what strikes me so as bizarre
why are you able?
Why you run a business?
Why is there no problem? I think.
Do you not understand how hierarchy works?
Do you understand the 80-20 world? 80-20 rule? If you're able to understand that Pareto had a general idea of what the fuck he was talking about, and this is not that confusing. That's just, it's Pareto distribution, but which is how I was familiar with Pareto way before I got political, because obviously we learned about that in grad and doc school, But what is contentious about this theory whatsoever? We'll go into Scrum's thread where he's going to explain it, because apparently there is an issue with understanding a pretty simple sociological theory that is not an ideology. And then Sargon says that he agrees that it is not an ideology, but is a sociological theory. I agree, but look at the state of them. What the fuck does that even mean?
What does that even mean? Okay, yeah. Good.
By the way, I think it's because you and Bill are using avatars, right? And then and woman, right? I think that's
I thought it was meant to be like the elite theorists.
I think it's I mean, is it a jab at my appearance and you guys were using avatars is what I think it is, because look at the state of them. I don't know what else that would mean.
I never
you
thought
have no
it was a
fucking
shot at
argument.
anybody else's appearance.
I don't know what else it's supposed to mean. I don't know what's supposed to. Outside of that, I don't know what else it could have meant. Oof. Look at the state of what you have actually achieved through democratic means.
Ooh, nice shot.
Yikes. So, All right, he agrees that that elite theory is a theory and not an ideology. I said, wait, if you agree that elite theory is not an ideology and it's instead a theory of how power functions, then what exactly is the issue? And he says, Sargon says, you use it as an ideology. How? Genuinely, how? Your
no idea.
actions are derived from it. And as
Again,
you say,
I said this in my video, you can say that about literally any stimulus.
He says, as you
I
say,
have information and I act accordingly. That's big. Literally anything can apply to that.
as
Instructions.
it forces you into
Ideological
learned
by
helplessness.
with that same statement.
Did he have AI clip this? Because that is not what we said. It's not what Bill said in that clip. He didn't say it that elite theory forces you into learned helplessness. He's talking about people who are in a cycle of learned helplessness because they are stuck in electoral politics. You have fucking clipped this in such a weird way that
It's
that's
kind of
why
weird that
I don't think he clipped
Bill's
it.
the one who said learn helplessness,
And they all glommed on. Like I said, they're using that term a
and
lot.
Bill isn't even in the thread.
No, but he seems to think it's me, although I know he knows it's not. Obviously. So I have no clue. That's not even what we say in that little clip. And as an analytical tool, it is useful, but that's it. But do you is it? That's I
Also,
don't think you.
Harry,
If it's an ideology, how is it
Harry,
an analytical tool?
I kind of agree it is the get angry app, but I mainly use Twitter to throw the F slur around.
Yeah.
Because I recognize it is a place where you shitpost and it's not real.
Well,
it's like you go into the Matrix to fly and then basically shit on everyone that disagrees with you and recognize that it's funny, but it is not impacting anything outside
of
of
course
giving
not.
me a giggle.
I did see that
Yeah.
AA essentially I wouldn't say bullied, but effectively got Scrump to
I can
agree
get
to
paid
shut
for
down his
making
Twitter.
trans jokes. I mean, that's fun for me.
That's true. You do get paid money to shitpost.
Yeah. Good
Okay.
stuff.
And
I just
then,
recognize that I'm not using it as a means for political engagement. I'm here
course
to make
not.
fun of you and get paid for it.
It's a
comedy.
big waste of
It's not
time for the most part.
political engagement.
I use it to find
Yes.
stories and stuff like that, though. That's basically the only thing I use it for anymore. And I shitpost from time to time.
I would say the shit posting is fun, but if I couldn't DM certain people,
The DMing thing is also would be a big issue. Yeah.
that's yeah, because I mean I keep in touch with Horace and Cryptos and Simon.
That was why Scrump said he didn't want to leave either. Was like, I use it as a DM machine.
Yeah.
Did you see the live struggle session?
The flashing people. There was a struggle session.
It was a bit of one. It was a tiny struggle session between AA had Scrump, Evelyn, and Blamblass on the other day, and there was a bit of a struggle session there to get Scrump to leave Twitter, which he's now says he's going to do. I don't think he's going to close it down, but just not going to use it anymore.
Scrump, if you're listening, I will bully you to keep you on there because your shit posting is brutal and funny. That is the I'm not on board with AA's everything is fake and gay, therefore you should get off of it. Like, yeah, we already know that. I mean, if that's your logic, then you should just get off YouTube as well. Yeah. So my thing is just recognize what you're actually using it for. Like, I don't look at it and think I am in any way impacting politics. I'm here to make fun of dumb shit that I see and occasionally make some shekels. Like, basically, my Twitter account keeps my whiskey rack stacked.
Yeah, it's about that much,
Yeah. Yeah, so I mean, if I can throw the F slur and get whiskey, that.
Yeah. I came back to this and I said the broader conversation from which this was taken was explicitly about not learning to be helpless via perpetual participation in a system that only serves to siphon energy out of the demos and dissipate it into the ether. Like going all in for restore and low, which I also did for a time, hence the fell for it again award I too fell for it again. And he just responds, again, learned helplessness. You feel profound there.
You sure his response aren't written by AI?
The thing about learned helplessness is that there was actually nothing
I fell for it again, so did you, and then he writes learned helplessness. Like, what? That makes no sense.
You fell for it again, man. At least have the temerity to admit that you did. You have fallen for it so many times.
I don't think he's going to.
No, he clearly can't.
Because it would basically destroy his brand.
Where's the fucking meme? I tried to find it, and the one I could find was so old that it was before even I think it was like it ended with UKIP, and it's the meme of the Grim Reaper going door to door to door, and it was just Sargon destroying different, like falling for it again is really what it was, falling for this thing and the next thing and the next thing, and that was back from UKIP, which was what 6-7 years ago. Sorry, you continue to fall for it for well over a decade at this point, just one thing after another. So what I said is the thing about learned helplessness is that there was actually nothing that Seligman's dogs could do to stop from being shocked by either laying down or continuing to run. They would need to get off the treadmill and out of the cage. You're stuck in the cage, you're stuck on the treadmill. It is also, I believe, now I know it's not defined this way, but it's a form of either learned helplessness or something else, blind wishful thinking. While stacking up Fell For It Again awards to keep running on the treadmill and expecting something different to happen. I mean, that is the definition of insanity. So, let's now we'll read Scrump's thread. He didn't respond to me after that one, interestingly. That was it. Look, I don't like to start fights with people. Again, I genuinely don't. In fact, we had nothing negative to say about Nate whatsoever. We were just kind of like, wow, reacting a bit at Bo having a bit of a meltdown at the elite theorists, the dastardly elite theorists. Are the elite theorists in the room with us right now? Yeah, sort of. So, Scrump has put out a primer, which thought we'd go through, in case there's some ambiguity or confusion as to what elite theory is. Right? Elite Theory 101. Elite theory is a series of heuristics regarding how power within society operates and is organized. Famous heuristics like the 80-20 rule from Pareto are well known. Like I said, I learned that in graduate doctoral school, from a statistics perspective. What are you giggling about, Span? What are you...
X-ray enrages, right? You have to acknowledge that Sargon's a black man and therefore struggling with concepts like learned helplessness or elite theory.
Always that would explain it, right?
That's some good shit posting.
Moscow's observations that the elite act as a social and political class is less well applied. Elite theory attempts to get its idea of how power operates... The elite theories, yes. Elite theory attempts to get its idea of how power operates from reality instead of theorizing about how reality should ideally be.
Descriptive.
What?
It's descriptive.
Yes, it's not prescriptive, it's descriptive. It is describing reality.
Yes.
I think that's something people have a hard time with. They think that because you say, hey, this is how things are, that must mean that you're saying this is how things ought to be. Descriptive is not an ought statement. Right? As a consequence,
descriptives are all statements.
It's not a prescriptive either. Yeah. As a consequence, much of elite theory is descriptive and not prescriptive. Yep. Elite theory needs a political framework built around it to be specific. It is a generally applicable set of ideas with which to reach a conclusion, not a set of rote conclusions. There is no elite theory housing redistribution policy. That would be a nonsense. These collected observations and heuristics are... So a heuristic, by the way, is like a snap judgment, something you don't have to think about. Just things logically follow in this way. Are largely intuitive from an old world perspective in that they implicitly understand that the Lord is born a lord by both social standing and blood. There is a class of people in every society that constitutes their governing elite. Having a governing elite to unify a populace is a prerequisite to having a civilization. Those who say organization say hierarchy. It's inevitable. Some people are better than others. I shall condense our interpretation of what elite theory means down to a set of rules below. There will always be an elite. The division of labor within any organization requires the mass of workers and those few directing work. There have always been those who give instructions and those who take instructions, and there always will be. The elite are a class. Yep. Yeah. The elite are a class. The current rulers of Britain are a class in the same way the medieval lords were part of a class. They're just really pathetic, which is the problem. As such, they operate as a group and have definable interests as a group they are born into. The elite are in power. Those who organize and manage society are those who have power over it. They use politics to their own ends and to enrich their client groups. Power has not magically changed in nature with the advent of the modern world, neither has man. Therefore, the elite operate the political system and define the limits of politics because they are in power as a group who acted on a shared class interest for their own benefit. Democracy is incompatible with all observations of elite theory because it is a bottom-up formulation. That's the problem. This group does not change. You don't vote for them. You vote for who they put on the ballot. Democracy is fundamentally
I've said that
incompatible.
repeatedly.
This belief that somehow, we'll replace everybody by just changing our vote this time. Won't vote Republican this time, I'll vote Democrat. Won't vote for, won't vote for the Tories, I'll vote for Reform or vote for Restore. Nothing fundamentally changes whatsoever. You have no capacity to influence the longitudinal ruling elite from a from a bottom-up perspective. It's not how it works. And this is not ideological. This is observed reality. This is empirical. People don't like it, so they I guess want to fight against it, but you don't help yourself in any capacity.
Yeah, you're basically destroying their entire illusion of how they're ruled and basically saying you have no power. So I can sort of understand why the immediate gut reaction is to go, no, I want to feel special. And
it's not that you don't have any power necessarily. You don't have any power to do anything through the system. Do you understand?
No.
There's things you can do locally, but you don't have any power to affect from the bottom up in broad scale.
Yeah.
Whenever you go to vote, you're not really affecting anything. Whether you vote for conservatives or liberals, it doesn't matter in any context. You don't pick who's even on that ballot. You don't have any capacity to decide what they do in power. You don't have any ability to hold them accountable.
You yay and nay puppets.
Yeah. You just don't. And everybody has to know this on some level. I know that they know it. I know they can feel it on some level.
No, I'm not.
That's why they're dissatisfied. That's why people are so dissatisfied. Because they're like, why do I keep electing people and then they don't do what I want them to do? Because they're never going to. They are in no way incentivized to. They have no reason to listen to you. Power is not bottom up. There's people above them. Your elected leaders.
Who think about it this way. Who puts them in power? Or in this case, who employs them? It's not you. You don't pay their fucking salaries.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So they're just employees.
CupCut says...
and who are they loyal to? Those who are their paycheck. They're like, politicians are really good employees.
Yeah. Politicians aren't the elites. I think that's where Sargon's confusion was, is that does he think that Lammy, Rayner, and Burnham are the elites? The people you vote for?
Please don't tell me he thinks Burnham is actually running the country.
Is that what he thinks? That David Lammy is the elite?
God, I hope not.
I think you got to go through... How are you friends with AA? How have you been friends with AA for years and don't get this? And are apparently this perplexed? I don't like to be mean, but I look, read, I'm sure Sargon's got Scrump blocked, but I don't know, man. Open up Twitter in an incognito window and read this, if it's that confusing.
Oh, but if you block someone, you can still see what they say.
Oh, yeah, right? So,
or someone blocked you. If you block them, then you can't see.
Right. I don't think that Scrump has him blocked. I highly doubt it.
Also, what I don't get is, I actually want to do a video about this just because it's really funny. There's a video that Sargon did recently, and he starts off like the first minute by saying he thinks AA is wrong, but also says AA is far more right than I am. Yeah, and my political prediction is pretty poor. And I just went, okay, kudos for the honesty, I suppose, but all that is burned when the moment you say, hey, this person that I'm criticizing is far more right than I am. Now listen to me and I'm telling you why they're wrong. Like, how do you think the audience is supposed to react to that?
Like, what video was that where he did basically say that? Yeah, which is like, well, here's my here's my issues with AA. Now, yes, he keeps being right and I keep being wrong, but he's wrong this time and I'm right this time for realsies. And like, come on, it's been like 15 years, man.
Yeah,
I don't think he's ever going to get it.
I just find that thing very weird. If I'm listening to someone and they start off by saying the person that I'm criticizing is far more right than I am, my first question would be,
then why
am I listening to you then?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Isn't it common sense?
Way to shoot, by the way, your credibility in the foot, like as you're starting an essay, to be like, okay, listen to what I'm about to say. I'm wrong a lot. The other person that I'm going to criticize here is right. This doesn't build a lot of confidence out the gate. I can understand maybe like, oh, I'm just being a little bit self-deprecating or something, but I don't know.
Yeah, that doesn't make any fucking sense.
I don't know. So that was that.
A,
I don't have any animus and never have towards Sargon. He's just never like seemed to like me whatsoever for whatever reason. Maybe it was because of the people I used to hang around and still do, I suppose. But I've never been anything
I don't have a
but
problem
polite
with
to
him. I would just
do I?
hope he was just stop saying stupid shit
I
that
wish
makes no sense.
that's genuinely. I wish he would stop saying stupid shit that makes no sense. I wish a
Yeah,
lot
I
of
don't have
people
a
would
go
stop
at- I don't
doing
wanna
and
have a go
thinking
at him,
stupid
but-
shit that makes no sense.
Yeah, I just looked at what he said and went, "What? Why am I listening to you when you said the person that is more right than you, and I'm supposed to listen to you? Like, why would I do that?"
What? Yeah, I don't know. Tarek Tech Marine, the elites are superior to the mob. Generally speaking, historically speaking, right now the elites are really shit, as Crump rightly pointed out. But generally speaking, they are supposed to be better than
Mob is
the
still
mob
really dumb.
because that's their whole job, their role in society from birth. You know, the same reason that we advocate for monarchy is to do that job, whereas the rest of us have to, you know, deal with our daily pleb lives, in which every once in a while we get called upon to go make decisions about the country for which none of us
'Cause
are
we
prepared
apparently
since
know.
birth to know how to lead or run or operate.
I don't know much of anything, yeah.
Well, the vast I mean, look, you know how retarded the average person is, this as the famous line goes. Now, remember that half of the population is more retarded than that. And we're supposed to put our faith in this system, in which a bunch of fucking retards who are just generally retarded, but then also who don't fucking know anything about it. This will be my topic of my speech at the Wit Town, by the way. Did you read my speech, Spin? I sent it to you.
Not yet. I haven't read much of freaking anything.
I put some slight references to this in it. Because it's not just here. This has been a whole weird thing of like, the elite theorists, the dastardly elite theorists are ruining my, my LARP.
Oh, hold on. I think, because this is the most recent one I have. I think it's this video. It's just like a minute into this video that makes me go, what?
Okay, what's this? A minute into this?
This is the video where he says AA is more right than him.
All right, I'll go back like around here. Okay, I remember this video. Yeah.
I don't know who else is meant to be, but the people who don't agree with him on this, because he made
We'll go back to the
prediction
beginning.
and a lot of
Okay. Sorry. All right. I didn't know if you wanted me to skip. Got it.
Before we start, I am aware that I have some sort of eye
Oh
infection.
yeah, didn't we watch this on stream? Because yeah, I think we did.
Not this one.
See his eyes.
No, it was the other one.
Okay.
It was a Twitter Vanguard one that we watched on stream.
Oh right. Okay.
That I woke up with this morning. It's a bit painful, actually. Probably have to go see a doctor at some point this week.
We did.
I wouldn't have noticed
but for
it if
now,
you didn't
let's
mention
talk.
What?
I wouldn't have noticed if you didn't mention it.
I'm like face blind. I wouldn't have noticed it if you hadn't mentioned it. But other people are very attentive to that kind of thing. So anyway.
About this Substack from my buddy Academic Agent, otherwise known as Nima Parvini. Now, he has his detractors, and I'm not one of them. I like him. I think it's important to have critical voices on your own side because it's easy to find yourself in an echo chamber. It's easy to find.
But then you go and say that the dastardly elite theorists and their horrible ideology 2 weeks after this.
So you're admitting that he sees things that you don't. That's what you just admitted to.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Let him go.
Yourself in a position where you think you are privy to all of the correct information and you have considered everything, and yet there could be something outside of your vision that is something that you didn't even know you had chosen to ignore.
You acknowledge that there are things outside of your vision that the dastardly elite theorist might be onto.
But I think that's something that's happened actually with AA rather than with us. Say us. The people who don't agree with him. I don't know who else is meant to be, but the people who don't agree with him on this, because he made a prediction, and a lot of his predictions have come true. Actually, his predictions have been way better than mine. My prediction's bad.
Okay.
So you agree we
You're
should
admitting the
listen
person you're
to him
listening to is better than you, and your
because
prediction record is quite poor,
and
but
you
he's
also
wrong.
admit that he has an outside what you see as an outside perspective, and that there is danger in essentially
You see
staying
things that
inside
you don't.
an echo chamber.
Yeah.
Who can see things that you don't, and as a result, seemingly, his prediction record is better, while yours is bad. So, what? Like I asked him on Twitter, what's the issue then? If you acknowledge that
I just found
elite
so
theory is a
bizarre.
theory and not an well, dude, this is also stupid. It's so
None
dumb.
of this in any way fills me full of confidence as to your position. You just basically bigged up your opposition and said they're wrong.
Sorry, I paused on a real smuckle. A real choice Sargon smuckle face there.
How many videos like this have you made? And do you not understand that this is a really, really bad way to start a video? Because you basically just praise your opposition for being more right than you. And then you're saying they're wrong. But, like, okay, why? Why should I listen to your perspective when you just said the person that you're talking about is far more right than you and often sees things that you don't?
Digital Foil says he hates AA because he's brown, but he's right about this.
It's just really like I have nothing against him, but I'm just like if I had no idea who this person was and I just listened to these two, I would find myself.
Well, I'm gonna go listen to the other guy who you just said
all you've
has
done
really
is big
good
up your
insights
opposition.
that are way better in practical utility than yours.
Yeah, I would go, okay, who is that person? And let me just listen to him instead of you.
Tom P, it's the tomboy ab schism all over again.
Oh God,
that was so silly.
I didn't know AA before or during this thing, but I know that's like a massive lore thing about AA.
The tomboy abs thing was so dumb. It was so dumb. I just came into Adam and Such's stream and I'm like, why are you guys making fun of AA? I quite like AA. And then they just walked me through it. And I was like, okay, well. One, AA was right, by the way. He was totally right about the tomboy abs thing. It is degenerate. It is degenerate and weird. If you're specifically talking about licking some girl's abs, that's weird. Okay? I think,
like in public?
Like just
I don't
talking
mean
about
the
how much
licking
you
in
want
public. I just mean like
yeah.
Yeah, that is degenerate.
He was right, it's degenerate. But I was kind of like
yes.
Yes, AA was right about the tomboy abs thing too. But when it was being explained, it was like because he was having a bit of a crash out about it. He was right. Ultimately, he was right. He was right about the tomboy abs thing, okay? Even there.
Yeah, but why would you talk about your like sexual desires in public? That is grotesque and weird.
It is weird. It is weird and gross. Indeed. AA keeps being right.
Coded.
You know, like I said, even when I was talking to Sargon, it's like, I fell for it again with Restore. So did Hey, by the way. Like, not fully fall into it, but I mean, even he got a bit.
Let it play out, yeah.
He did say let it, but you could tell, I think, at points that he was like, well, I hope this doesn't go to shit and isn't what I know it to be. But it was.
It was one of his copes. The other one is that Tucker Carlson is secretly part of the CIA network and they're trying to oust the Zionist faction.
Well, he thinks Tucker is an elite because he comes from an elite background. So, I mean.
Yeah, but I think even Scrump acknowledged that there is Tucker is an unusual.
He is unusual,
figure.
yeah.
But I do find the way that he talks very strange. Because I feel like I remember AA once said, and I also felt this way about him as well, is that he has this strange way of talking like he's trying to lead you to a conclusion. Like, the way he just says, like, of course, it's obvious.
Well,
like,
yeah.
That's.
But.
Yeah, typical sort of Tucker speak.
Yeah. Tucker does have a tendency to do that. It's like, well, I mean, come on, And then he also does a bit of the smuck line. It's not as smug. I mean, like, yeah. I feel bad because sometimes I totally fucked up here, and I feel bad because it seems mean to leave this up. It honestly does.
Again,
but
I don't even see it,
man. What?
I don't even see the fact that its eye looks messed up.
It's a little bit.
I got a filter. I have a filter on my screen, so he looks fairly normal, actually.
Well, that was it, guys. I think we've spent way more than enough time talking about this. I didn't mean to spend a fucking hour. Let's get into that. Is enough.
I do want to make a video about this particular thing.
Oh yeah,
because
sure.
it just made me go, why would you just no?
You
Like
should. You should.
this is how not to start a video.
Yeah.
Is to say the person I'm talking about is more right than I am.
Yeah.
And can see things I often don't.
Yeah.
Why?
But here's why you should
Why
listen
would
to
you
me
do that?
anyway. Well, we spent way more time on this than I intended.
Don't worry, I don't anyway.
And that there is enough of women's rights, and it's time now to talk about women's wrongs. Now, we will get into the Lucy Clancy thing, but
This is going to be a long stream if that's your topic.
Well, no, we're gonna take
We could be
a
here for
small
fucking Christmas.
sample of some recent stuff. And we didn't get into this last week because we just ran out of time, but I want to talk a little bit about the Dean Withers stuff first, which is that he has been accused, Dean Withers, I mentioned this last week, but this guy is a believe
little
all women type little twink, you know? So he reveals death threats amid false rape allegations.
Yeah, like,
Now, isn't it
okay,
fascinating? The
why is
Newsweek
it
article
that
describes them as false, inherent.
also explain to me, why does every sort of new Zoomer male influencer, whatever the fuck, all
Yeah.
look like they be prime Tory rent boys?
Well, I mean, I
Every
think
single one of them
influencers now
looks
get
just
selected, right?
cringe and
They're not organic in the way they used to be. It's
I
not just
imagine
some
they always would, but they
Some,
look
for
just
sure.
really, really effeminate. Like you can just toss them around like a rag doll.
like, I mean, what was remember that guy that
Like
they
I look
trotted?
at them as like, bitch, my forearm is thicker than your neck, and I don't have massive forearms.
Aiden, just do it now if you want to do a full stream on this on the Elite Theory stuff, or I think we're just gonna talk about women now. That's the big story of the week. But
The women part.
huh?
The women part.
No,
I'm
we're
assuming?
gonna talk about women's wrongs. I want to
Long
start with
stream gonna be, folks.
I just want to start with the Dean Withers thing, because Dean Withers is a believe all women, male feminist. Oh, yeah, I was asking about, remember that guy they trotted out for like a month after Charlie Kirk was assassinated? And they're like, he's the new Charlie Kirk, he's the new Charlie Kirk. And then he didn't pick up any steam. That guy was so handpicked. There's a bunch of these, particularly, they exist in both the GOP and on the left.
Little Ben Shapiro little thingy.
Yeah, the little hand-picked little, we'll pick this little Zoomer and we'll put him right there and say,
The one
he's
who
the new
looks
voice of the
like
left.
the
Here's
one who
the new
looks
voice of
really
the
young
right.
yet like an old boomer at the same time.
Yeah, I
Like,
can't remember that
really
guy's
weird
name.
physiognomy.
Yeah.
Yeah, Brian.
Oh, yeah.
Something with an H.
I can't
also,
remember.
The chat will know.
Does anyone remember who we're talking about, this guy? Does Dean Withers still have his pen? I presume so, because, you know, do not disrespect my anxiety pen. I actually made myself cough that wasn't even entirely put on it. Jesus, I took a real big hit there. Excuse me, on my, not on my vape, on my anxiety pen, right? Anyway, so Mr. Believo, Brylan Hollyhand, that was it, Hyper Omnimon. Brylan Hollyhand.
There we go, yeah.
Who does what's he up to? Man, I've not even heard his name since like maybe 2 months after Charlie Kirk was killed. Brylan Holly? It was spelled weird like that. Breland, this guy. What's he up to? I've not heard shit about this guy in forever.
He just looks just.
No, apparently
if I look at his face, the first thing about his face just screams derp.
Look at all these fucking articles, though. They're still writing shit about him. He honors his mentor, Charlie Kirk, with new book release. Wowee. Make America talk again. Oh.
Oh, the cringe. How old is this kid? He's 20 years old. He has really weird physiognomy because he looks much, much, much older than he actually is.
Huh. Well, I mean, they all get. I mean, like if these are actually selected people, you know, they get molested first, so they've been through some shit. I don't make the rules; it's just how it is.
And some shit's been through them. Well, that's funny.
Yeah, but it's dark, man.
Look at this. How am I? Just look at this posture and this face. Just the link.
In case y'all forgot, when was this posted? I wonder. Oh, yesterday. In case y'all forgot.
Look at this.
My God, yeah. How does he look like a little baby and also a fucking boomer at the same time?
Like 60-year-old boomer, yeah. Again, just weirdest physiognomy.
Way saying "yeah" there reminded me of Coach Redpo. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how he used to say it. But did he, Harry Sisson flips the script. Oh,
that actually
It's the other one,
That
the,
actually
the
comes from
other
a.
left-wing version of Dean Withers. There's two of them. There's
By the way,
Harry
that
Sisson
that
and...
that noise comes from Family Guy.
Oh, okay, does it? Oh,
Yeah, it's when he
did
says
they...
something.
We're going to talk about this later.
There's an episode. There's an episode where he says something like, "Maybe you should take responsibility for your kids are watching instead of blaming the shows themselves."
Yeah.
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 It comes from that moment.
I got you. We will talk about this as well, which is that Abdul Al-Sayed has said
Tiny had spawned from
that
tunnel.
he has disavowed and distanced himself from Hassan Piker, and Hassan has assured his followers that it's actually 4D chess, and they're besties, and they love each other, and they kiss each other goodnight. Yeah.
Harry Sisson looks really fat.
He really holy shit, yeah. He just looks like he's been chugging on that soy. He is estro maxed. Fuck. This is 49 seconds.
Why does
I'll save this for later.
So much chunky all of a sudden. Okay, the stripes don't help.
I'll save this for later because when we get to the Hassan stuff, how about that?
I can't believe these people are all under the age of 25.
It's weird how they look both young and old at the same time.
Yes, they're like 20, 22 years old.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck?
So Dean Withers reveals death threats amid false rape allegation. Again, Mr. Believe All Victims, Believe All Women. Liberal commentator Dean Withers said that he's faced death threats and that a fake TikTok account, once a real TikTok account, made false rape allegations against him. Look at all of the work, though, that Newsweek is doing. False rape allegations. Fake TikTok account. It's so funny.
Right-wing Twitter has decided to peddle a false
Yes,
rape
the
allegation
right-wingers did
against
it.
me all over the timeline.
Which they may have.
I don't think anyone in right-wing... No.
Nobody cares about you.
I don't
Nobody
think
cares about
no
Dean
one
Withers.
in right-wing Twitter knows who this kid even is.
I mean, I've covered him before because he's because of his crash out. We covered him because of his vape pen thing, you know? Withers, who featured in the popular web series Surrounded, I know, wrote on social media, right-wing Twitter, has decided to peddle false rape allegations against me all over the timeline. The allegation originates from a fake TikTok account named Emily. This account stole the identity of a minor from Australia to pretend to be a girl. MAGA knows. No, you got catfished? So you got catfished? Or something? By the way, though, but we're supposed to believe all women. So shouldn't you listen to these allegations and not just dismiss them as fake? Are you not degrading women in doing so? Anyway,
okay,
so...
the fact that his one eye is bulging and the other one is not.
Did he get punched or something? Why did they put... Like, what's going on with his eye in this? Why has he got, like, one...
Also,
Like,
how...
Why has he got, like, one
It's
squinty
clearly
eye?
a very... Also, just the fact that his hair looks different makes him age...
Yeah.
How do you look the same age but older at the same time? I'm very confused by young people's physiognomy these days.
Did I tell you? I did. I talked about it on stream. One thing that weirds me out about him is that I noticed when I started looking at some of his clips.
12 years old.
When he started looking at some of his clips back when the it's an anxiety pen thing happened, is that everything in his set, you can even see it a little bit in the background here, is huge. So like it looks like the what do you call it? The shelves are really big and thick. The books and the objects on them are all really big. It's all... Now, this is a fucking tinfoil conspiracy theory a little bit, but I think he explicitly has his set designed to make him look tinier, younger, you know? Even though he's already young, so he doesn't really need that. But it's like all designed to make him look like a tiny little boy, which is really weird. Genuinely bizarre. Maybe it's not intentional, but it looks like it was. I don't know. He had shared a video taken from TikTok in which a voice can be heard saying over the screenshots of the Emily account, "I'm the girl whose photos were being used in Emily's videos. I'm now getting multiple DMs and comments about the whole situation. I wanted to let you know that I'm not involved in any of this. I didn't make any of these videos." Withers... So some other anonymous account says, "I'm not Emily," or "I am Emily and I didn't make these videos claiming to be Emily," a woman who has accused him of rape. Isn't it interesting how also this news article is real scant on the details? Right? Withers later said on his YouTube...
So I went out front and sat in a chair with my 9mm at my hip, waiting for him to show up my ass to try and kill me. Why would you go out at your front and then wait with a gun for someone to kill you?
What? Why?
Why would you make yourself
This
a target outside your own house, you pleb?
Yeah, Roman Mishkin, I also stand with Emily. I mean, I have no idea what she said, because Newsweek's not letting us know, but who really gives a fuck, if I'm being honest? Look, maybe he did something. I think he's too gay to do anything with a woman. But the point being, Dean You're someone who says that you're supposed to believe all women, listen to all women. Every time this guy mentions Donald Trump, which is every time he farts, which is constantly, he mentions Donald Trump is a sex offender. Donald Trump raped women. Based on the testimony of E. Jean Carroll, a crazy woman. Based on something that she half remembers from 40 years ago. Of which there is no cooperating or DNA, any sort of evidence besides her testimony.
She also hit on Anderson Cooper, who was gay on CNN, which was really,
that was
really
so
funny.
Bizarre. I remember when we watched that.
You could tell Anderson was like really fucking uncomfortable.
Just like, Jesus, bitch! I'm not into chicks.
Yeah.
Barking
You're
up the
a
wrong
fascinating
tree.
character, you know that? It's like, dude,
right? Yeah,
you realize he's gay.
Oh, Anderson.
So weird. Oh god.
Oh, I know that was
Gay as
bizarre.
hell.
I knew the chances were it was fake. Luckily, that was just a precaution. It was a precaution that you went onto your front porch with a 9 and...
With a 9.
I knew the chances were it was fake. What do you mean the chances are it's fake? By the way, does that mean that you have done this, but this particular one was fake? Because that's actually, you know, if you were anybody else...
I think it's just more the likelihood of it being real is very...
But you know what I mean? If this was Dean Withers judging anyone else, he would read it with that kind of level of bad faith, wouldn't he? I knew the chances were it was fake, meaning, oh, so Dean, so you knew it could have been real because you have assaulted a woman in the past, right? That's his level of fucking conviction on shit, where he calls all kinds of other people sex
he
pests.
can assault anyone?
Obviously, no. Well, no,
exactly.
Probably not, but luckily it was fake. Again, this sounds like maybe you have done it and you're just like, well, not this one. This one's not real. Instead of somebody showing up at the house to kill me, a cop showed up when I spoke with him for a while.
He's one of the few people that can say, I would never sexually assault a woman, look at me. And that can either mean he's a homosexual because he's too weak to. Either one works, to be honest. They're both really defensive.
Yes, true.
At least for him, anyway.
Yeah. So then he got emotional about it, of course, which he does constantly. Like, that's his shtick, is he gets emotional about everything and cries in front of his audience. You'll be able to see it now, what I was talking about earlier, about how...
A woman that finds him sexually attractive, I would be weirded out because he looks disturbingly like...
I'll go over that in my new video premiering tonight. We'll do it later this evening. I actually do. I have data on that. So, do you see what I mean?
Dean cries out in pain as he strikes you. Yes, pitifully.
Yes, he does, Laughing Cavalier, indeed. Do you see what I mean? Like, look at how big the books are behind him. Like, how far away they must be and how big they are. Like, I think it's just designed. Like, the YouTube plaque even looks kind of big, too. Does he have a fake YouTube plaque, just him all on the set, to make him look tinier? Or has he done something strange with the camera? Because do you see what I mean about how tiny he looks? I brought this up before.
Does he have 100,000 YouTube subs?
I imagine he's got significantly more than that. He's pushed by the DNC.
Oh, is he?
Yeah. Yeah, he's complete corpo left-wing shill.
Yes, lamented?
We'll get into it. I don't know what Lament is going to ask you about or is querying about there. So,
yeah.
Anyway, let's watch him.
That means I'm in trouble or I said something stupid.
Unfortunately, ladies on the pill very much... Oh, fancy him. That's what we will learn in my new video, yeah. Actually, no, because they're all attracted to hyper-masculine features, so he would...
Ladies on the pill, not off.
No. Women on the pill have a preference for more masculine features in long-term mates. They prefer more feminine features in short-term mates.
On the pill?
Yes. Or, sorry. Okay, the way it normally works, women who are naturally cycling get attracted to softer featured men for long-term partners. That's your husband, that's the father of your children. They'll get attracted to highly masculine features in short-term mates. That's a genetic provider, because that's good. It's called the good genes ovulatory shift. And this changes across the hormonal or the menstrual cycle, right? Is the preference towards masculinity.
He has almost 1 million subs in YouTube.
Yeah, I'm not surprised by that.
Seriously?
Yes. When women who are taking hormonal contraceptives are only attracted to masculine features,
find it
long
bizarre
and short term.
Because I've never seen this guy get made fun of by anyone on the right wing.
Oh, really? I mean, he's so easily mockable. I've seen people make fun of him.
Yes, I know, but the fact that I've never... Okay, I will say my YouTube feed looks a bit strange lately.
Yeah.
Probably because I haven't watched any slop content for a while. I can't even think of anything that I watched that would be remotely qualified as that kind of content. Yeah, so maybe it's just... Do people still make fun of this twink?
Well, we are now.
I haven't seen shit. I'm okay. No, I disagree because
he's been back in the spotlight again for this.
It's more just that's happening to him.
Yeah, he's been in the spotlight again because of the rape allegations. So, you know, again, believe all women except when they're accusing Dean. Then it's all fake, and he's gonna cry about it. Now, does he have any sympathy for any other men in the whole world who've ever been falsely accused, of which
No.
there are countless? No, it's only for him because he's a pathetic little fucking egotistical worm, hand-selected to be the face of the left, who's been, I mean, they can't outdo Hassan Piker. I think they wanted him to be another that kind, but he's just so pathetic. Anyway.
Yes, you know, if he was accused of raping someone, I can believe that.
Oh, yeah. I absolutely would believe that
Yes.
Hassan Piker would have, well, like, if someone
Yes,
told me
but
that and there was
this
credible evidence, yeah, I'd be like, yeah,
one-
of course he did, right?
No.
He went to a brothel in Germany where there were allegedly, later found to be, well, that person alleged, where after he was there were underage girls working at the brothel. So, that's Hassan Piker. We'll get to him later.
You, Germany, why would you go near a tug?
I agree with you, but I'm just saying it hasn't been
I
proven wrong.
I absolutely okay.
To me,
So
it
somebody,
hasn't been proven wrong.
I proved it wrong by showing that the
No, it's not been proven wrong. You just said that it's fake. You just said it's fake because it's not the right woman. This one isn't real. It's a fake TikTok account. It's a troll. It's the right wing. You haven't disproved it. You haven't disproved that you didn't rape someone.
DMs were fake. Fuck you.
And listen, it can
No,
be
no,
fake.
no, no, no,
Listen,
no,
if
no.
it never
Did
goes
I
to
show?
court, then it's
Did
fake,
I
and then you
show?
move on from
Did
it.
I
It's life.
show?
It's life.
Shut up.
It's life, Dean.
Did I show that the DMs were
Give me
fake?
a little anxiety, Pen.
No, it doesn't matter though. You haven't been able to
I
prove that you
can't
didn't rape
anxiety.
someone. You need to, Dean, believe all women. You need to prove that you that you didn't rape someone. That's that's on you. You got to figure out how to do that. I don't have any, suggestions or solutions for you there. Do that on your own. But that's what you advocate
Guilty
for.
until proven innocent.
That's what you advocate for other men. So, sorry, Dean, you are guilty until proven innocent. Until you can prove you didn't rape, you raped. That's the standard that you judge other men on. So, I'm going to hold you to your own standards there.
Answer the question. Yes, I am. I am getting loud. I am getting upset. You are accusing a victim of domestic violence of raping somebody.
See, you can't accuse him because he's a victim of DV, so he could never rape. Really, Dean? Would you say that for anyone else? If they happen to be a victim of something, that means they can never victimize? Is it not often the case that victims, previous victims, go on to victimize others? In fact, that tends to be quite common, isn't it? Children who are the victims of abuse oftentimes go on to commit abuse themselves. I don't know, Dean. That's not lining up with the data.
After I've proven that they're
Yeah, you're a
completely
victim.
fake. All right, bro.
Right? You're a victim because you're on the receiving end. Yeah, keep running from the truth.
Why would you do this to me?
Listen, we get to be.
Why would you do this? Why would you do this to me? Why are you doing this to me? Because, by the way, you know what he does? His whole show is he just takes callers.
For
People
content.
call in and make fun of him, essentially. And like his whole show is just him spurging out. I think the reason that people really lost interest in him is because apparently this is just what his show is all the time. People call in and he goes, "Hi, you're on the Dean Withers show. Tell me why you support. Do you support Trump?" And then he just like berates you, with his smuggling of his own, right?
I could call in and tell him I'm a massive fascist.
Well, he'd call you one regardless. Yeah, indeed, Roman Michigan. Hurt people never hurt people, do they, Dean? Well, that's some real victim blaming there. I think that's not very woke, very progressive of you, Dean.
Why would you do that? Why would you say that shit? Bro?
He is a woman, yeah.
Listen. Just go hit your anxiety pen and we can
Why
debate
would you
Trump.
say that?
So you're getting.
And he mutes him or kicks
They're
him.
trying their best, guys.
He's trying his best.
They're trying their best, bro.
Oh, they're trying their
Really
best. Okay,
they're really trying their best. Fuck.
they're trying their best to hold you to your own standards, sir. Child.
Fuck,
Stress
dude.
sigh.
God, man.
Chad, he's crying. Aw. Do you feel bad, Chad? Oh.
I would
Press
feel
F.
bad if I maybe knew more.
Press F to pay respect.
But so far, all I've seen him to be is just be like a very annoying little twerp.
He is an annoying little twerp. Yeah, it's all fake. Right-wing
It is
Twitter.
very fake,
He
yeah.
says, right-wing Twitter decided to peddle false rape allegation against me all over the timeline. Yeah, we read this, but So here's the call. I should have played this
I'm
first.
making this video because I'm getting a lot of DMs and comments about this whole situation with Dean Withers and Emily. I'm the girl whose photos were being used in
Oh, this is the
videos, and I wanted to make this
girl saying, whatever, that's what it was. Just, look, here's a random person talking, saying that she's the one who made it, so believe her. So believe this woman, but don't believe the other woman? You're using someone else's story? What?
It would help if it would help if he just said why this is wrong.
He doesn't. It's just, look, this woman is admitting that, is saying that she's the one who created the account, this account that's spreading stuff about it, and she's not the actual woman, but she's reporting on sharing this other woman, Emily's story, just that she was pretending to be her. How does that make it fake? Is Emily not apparently a person who has made these claims against Dean Withers just because the person running this TikTok account isn't her? That actually does nothing to, in any way, dispel the allegations. Believe all women, Dean, right? It's just...
I demand
Oh my
better
God.
drama than this.
It is. We're gonna get on to better drama, I guess. Now, addressing the allegations, MAGA owes Dean Withers an apology. Apologize, chat. We must apologize to this
This is
little
the most
twink.
serious video that I've ever made.
Yeah, he said, did he say it's the
I
most
have
serious?
recently discovered tampons, and they're very helpful.
Are they?
This is the
Plug up
most
your
serious
bleeding
video
hole.
I've ever made. A Trump supporter stole the identity of an innocent 13-year-old girl to falsely accuse me of rape with supporting evidence of poorly botched fake DMs in an attempt to illegitimately deplatform me. In response, the 13-year-old whose identity was stolen made a video calling out the false accuser and anybody peddling these lies using her photos, stating that she's been getting harassed and bombarded with messages. An innocent 13-year-old girl.
Who you apparently violated, Dean. I'm sorry, that's the accusation, right? Believe all women, believe all girls. Yeah, obviously, he has used his power as a man to threaten her and coerce this 13-year-old into silence. If it's not overtly obvious, I don't believe any of this shit. It's patently absurd, but that's the standard that I would hold
I don't believe the
allegations to.
girl or the boy, to be honest.
No, but that's the standards I would hold these kinds of serious allegations to. They're not the standards that Dean Withers holds other men to. So I'm holding him to his own standards. You've clearly used your dominance as a man. You've bullied and threatened this innocent, powerless 13-year-old girl into silence and retraction.
You can bully people?
Disgusting. Well, because he's a man, and men have so much. This is what he believes, right? That men have so much power over women that they abuse constantly, and he's got he said 1 million followers on 1 million subscribers on YouTube. It is a power.
This kid have 1 million subscribers.
I don't know. Look, there's a power dynamic there. It's an unequal power dynamic. That's what's going on.
Why
Clearly,
on earth? I want to know who are the million people near 1 million people that watch this kid. Because I obviously those numbers are not fucking organic. I don't look at this and think who on earth would.
I don't even know.
watch this
I can't
kid.
even imagine it's leftoid women because he is the
twink.
opposite of sexually arousing to women. Maybe if you're gay, I guess. So
It looks like he's yet to hit puberty.
Who does he appeal? Yeah,
He's a red boy.
He's fake. This guy's whole career is fucking fake. This is he's a DNC
Yes,
fucking
obviously.
prop. That's obviously all it is. Yeah.
As we speak, not all, but millions of Republicans across the internet have continued to knowingly peddle this
Millions.
false allegation and could what only be
Millions. Did any of you guys even hear about this shit?
No.
No one cares.
I mean, I
I'm only bringing it
did.
up because I heard about it, and I bring it up because it's funny. It's funny because to hoist him by his own petard,
I think it was
essentially.
passing by like a main slop posting.
Which is all anyone was doing. People were all anyone that I saw was doing regarding this was hoisting him by his own petard and going, yeah, Dean, but you asked for this. This is the world that you wanted to live in. So now you can sit in it and spin. This is what you wanted, isn't it? Anyway.
described as an attempt to get me killed or to get me to myself, leading to
Dean
the
Withers,
police
it's his
calling
name.
me, informing me of a bomb threat, and the continued visceral harassment
Oh.
of the innocent little girl who had her identity stolen. Let's unpack this. First and foremost, this TikTok account, under the name of Emily, accused me of rape.
Who cares?
They posted
honestly?
this fake DM to prove their allegation. The account posted 2 screenshots of the same faked DMs, for the purpose being that in the second screenshot, they're scrolled further down the page to also include my response. We know that they're fake because in the first screenshot above their message, there is an included date and time. In the second screenshot above that same message, there is not an included date and time. The only explanation for this inconsistency...
You know what? I don't care. I don't care. This is boring and I don't care.
Well done.
I don't give a fuck.
Thank you.
By Dean's own fucking standards, you're guilty until proven innocent. And you saying some shit about DMs, what? No, you can't prove you didn't rape a 13-year-old girl, Dean. You can't prove it, can you? You can't prove you didn't
I
do
feel
it.
like if he just said I would
No.
never
Oh, well.
because look at me, I don't think he can.
Right.
And I probably would find that more believable than anything he's saying.
Right. Oh, I did have a longer clip, but about this because he went on a. I think it'll be here. Is it in clips? Yes. So this one. Where did I put the clips? I had them from last week. Yes. Okay. So yeah, here we go. This was a week before all this stuff happened. Will it not open in this? Can I open this in Chrome, please? Here we go. Hang on. Okay. This was him, like, oh, it's gonna make me, okay, I'm gonna have to pull it up on my, do we really care? A week, I'll just play a little bit of it to show you, like, what this guy gets up to.
Nope.
Do you care?
No, not at all.
I don't care either. What he does is the week before this, even, and he does it every fucking day, he goes out and just calls Donald Trump a rapist because of the testimony of E. Jean Carroll, of which there's no evidence. That's all you need to know about him. You got it. He makes constant allegations against Trump and all sorts of Republicans, I'm sure. So, whatever. Oh, this was supposed to go to another section. This, hang on one second. That stuff goes later. Sorry. Put that down here. Yeah. All right. Sorry. That, because some of this stuff was from last week that I wanted to get to this week. Let's talk about the, Lindsay Clancy stuff then, right? So, women have gone insane. Many such cases. But this time it's revolving around the case of Lindsay Clancy.
Seeing this everywhere.
You have seen this everywhere? So you cut out a little bit for me.
No, I have seen this shit everywhere, but I've not paid any attention to it based purely on principle because it feels like Aiden said this a while ago that this cycle, or at least the slop cycle now, the algorithm is going back to 2016 cultural bullshit.
2016 women versus men shit is back on the menu, boys.
There's nothing going on politically right now.
I mean, that's what my new video's about too. You know.
Well, there's no
look,
politics.
it gives me some time to get about men and women and stuff like that. Look, I get to take some time off from doing constant politics and delve into other areas that interest me in you know, human behavior and psychology. Fine by me.
I would like to do more stuff on gaming characters that I found interesting, and also people want me to do like weird shit, like explain to us the politics of BioShock. And I'm like, free markets and drugs don't work.
Yeah.
That's basically the like, objectivism is great if everyone has morals and everyone is, you know, Christian or some kind of similar theological being.
Yeah.
Or perception, rather.
Sure.
Yeah. Or code of conduct, should I say, is probably the best phrase. When people start messing around with their DNA and getting weird powers that make them go kind of crazy, then, yeah, that tends to spiral out of control.
Ginger Plumber says, Dean is the latest version of boy bands. His looks appeal to young teen girls. I think that's who he's supposed to appeal to. Because that's why, like I said, why I think he makes himself look smaller, so that he looks younger, so that he's more likely to appeal to teenage girls, specifically. And then he holds feminist views and is like, oh, I'm a feminist just like you. So, you know, pay attention to me, essentially. He's propagandist for girls, in my opinion. I think you're
attention from girls.
No, it's not. But that's women might give him attention because they think, oh, and I mean, by women, I mean girls. Because it's like, yeah, we're supposed to like him because he's, you know, a feminist and look how sensitive he is.
Side, yeah.
So they will collectively, I'm sure, tell each
women
other,
are repulsed
we like
by
him,
that.
because he's, you know, he's so sensitive and he
It's the acceptable line, but behind the scenes, they think that.
But behind the scenes, they're disgusted by him. Yeah, revolted.
Yeah.
So the Lindsay Clancy case, I'll give you some of the basic details. Again, it's been everywhere, so I'm sure most people know. In 2022, I believe, or 2023, this woman killed her 4 children. She she claimed to have postpartum depression. We'll get into that. She's actually never diagnosed with it. What?
Someone said I should put the Puritanism back in the hellhole. When was I in favor of Puritanism? By saying everyone should have the same religion? I would just say that's just logic for...
Everyone should have... Well, religion is a pretty consistent way to end up with morals. Christian religion is in particular. And that's one of the reasons why Western
Yeah.
civilization has done well, is by having a code of morals, a code of ethics that people ascribe to. When you have no code of morals nor ethics, shit goes off the rails.
In Africa.
If for no other reason, stupid people, if you can't, like, stupid people and intelligent people have different reasons
Yeah.
for believing in religion. Stupid people do gain something by having those strict rules and knowing or thinking that, and this is the way that they would conceive of religion. There's somebody who's going to punish me. I'm going to get in trouble. I'm going to be hurt if I violate God's law, right? So I will follow it just because I don't want to be hurt. I don't want to be punished. It's the mindset of a child. Children can understand this. That's why it works for everybody. More intelligent people will have more philosophical and complicated rationales for believing in religion, or just believing that society should have a religion for the aforementioned reasons, right? One way or another, religion ultimately is better for society than unchecked, unabated degeneracy. So, the Lindsay Clancy case, this woman, like I said, she killed her 4 children. She strangled them with exercise ropes. She had sent her husband out on an errand to get her some stuff from the store, and while he was away, she methodically killed her children. She does not contend that she did not kill her children. She has admitted to it. The only part of this trial that is really at trial is whether or not she's not guilty by reason of insanity. But the women on TikTok have decided that
She's definitely not insane.
that she's definitely not insane, that her husband is actually responsible for it, and that she didn't kill the kids. Even though she doesn't even contend that she didn't kill the kids. But no, they all think, sorry, 3 children, not 4. I thought it sounded wrong when I said it, but yes. Thank you, Crown of Solomon. Not Clown. Fuck. So, that's the basic gist of the story. She did kill her children with exercise bands. She strangled them. She then threw herself out of a window. These are kind of like the basic, facts of the case. Before she strangled them, she explicitly sent her husband out on a goose chase around town to get her different stuff from the shops so that she could do it in peace without him there. The women on TikTok, like I said, I've actually got a great video for us to watch. It only has like 27,000 views right now, but it's fantastic. It's made by a woman too, and it's logical and sensible. We'll watch that because I think it really gets to a lot of the details that and particularly the details about the group psychology reaction to it. That there's actually, it's not just like one rationale coming from women. There's not one reason why women are overwhelmingly supporting this child murdering bitch. They've all got their own little psychological games at play and psychological mechanisms at play. So there's not like an overarching one. Why kill your own offspring? There was another case that's been in the news because of this, where it was a woman just said that she killed them to get back at her husband. Just to hurt her husband. Yeah. So, but here we go. This is an example. This woman, rather than consulting the evidence, is consulting, of course, the superior form of evidence, not empirical evidence, but, of course, star signs.
Really crazy. Lindsay Clancy's birth chart.
Oh my god, she's a Gemini! Or no, sorry, she's a Leo. Leos don't kill. He's a Gemini. Her husband's a Gemini.
I'll tell you why I don't pay attention to this kind of stuff.
It's insane.
It's because I genuinely don't like women, especially on social media at this point.
Yeah,
And
understandable. Have a nice day.
and if I keep watching this kind of shit, it'll just be in this perpetuating loop where I just think any female on the internet is a complete psychopath or moronic as holy shit.
Laughing Cavalier says, that's okay, your tears say more than real evidence ever could. Indeed, right? Yeah, I know the volume is low, unfortunately. Let me see if I can turn it up a little bit. I need to get that thing installed where I can just turn up the volume on it. It's low for me as well. Let me go. Let me turn that up a little bit higher there, and I'll turn Spoon down a little bit there. We'll see. All right, let's see if that's better.
It's so crazy. No, I don't have the time of birth, so really, you can disregard the ascendant, descendant, IC, MC, vertex, and all the houses. I need the birth time. So like, not all of these aspects are necessarily true, because all those points, we don't really know. I just put it at noon. But first of all, I need to show. Okay, so notice anything here? She's got her North Node Aquarius, South Node Leo. She's in her nodal return right now.
It's been a while, but I have to pop on here just to say that I've been following this Lindsay Clancy trial, especially as a mother of two who dealt
Kind of
with
hard
a
to
lot
even
of
hear that,
postpartum
yeah.
mental illness, and you know, just following all their birth charts and birthdays and zodiac signs. He did it.
Stop.
He did.
Stop.
Yeah. Following their birth charts, he did it.
The woman admits that that the husband wasn't even there.
He wasn't. No, their whole. We'll go into it, because some of them really think he killed them. Some of them think that he psychologically manipulated her, because she claims that she heard a male voice telling her to do it. She only heard this male voice one time, this ethereal male voice, and it was only right before she did it, or right as she did it. Yes, the women are insane. Well, I'll play a little bit more, but it's fucking crazy.
Did it. He did it. He's a Gemini man. His birthday is June 15th. I'm a Gemini woman. My birthday is June 14th.
Me too.
Let me give you another
Can't
example.
help it. Bitches will run over their child in their 2008 Honda Civic and be like, can't help being a Gemini. Sorry, that's a mean.
Cue the Chris Benoit entrance. God, that's rough.
Of who a Gemini man is. Also birthday June 14th. Men and women are different. Keep that in mind.
Okay. Right. So we can
Really?
trust the star. No, but you see but in this context, she's like, look,
Men and women are
the
different,
star
yes, I agree
signs
with that.
prove
That's the
that
only
he
thing
did
that
it.
she said that-
The star, no, he's a
By the way,
Gemini. That's why he definitely
by the
killed
way,
her.
this is such a great freeze frame face.
It is. He's a Gemini.
That describes anyone who agrees with that woman. It's just this
Yeah.
face.
He's a Gemini. That's how I know he did it. By the way, I'm a Gemini, but you can't trust that. Look, men and women are different. So just because I'm also Gemini doesn't mean I did. I would kill my children, right? But it definitely means that he did. Lunatic shit.
Please don't judge me. Donald Trump.
Is Donald Trump a Gemini?
Well, Patrick did it.
Wait, what was the thing about Trump? Is Trump a Gemini?
Also
Patrick
birthday
did
June
it?
14th.
Oh, Donald Trump and this guy have the same birthday, I guess. So Donald Trump, it's the same birthday.
Men and women are different. Keep that in mind. Please don't judge me. Donald Trump. Patrick did it. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk.
Yeah.
So if you're watching the Lindsay Clancy case, I've already gone over the
Sorry,
forensic
it's so low. I
pathology
have it up
charts
as high as I can
that
make it.
show that the perpetrator is a male, the perpetrator is having an affair,
You do a little
and
bit louder,
that
please.
the victims, specifically Lindsay, was
Why
drugged
can't men just
during
file for
this.
divorce? Like, bitch, the fact that you're even asking that question just tells me you know nothing about the current court system.
But this is
Like-
one thing they hate about him too, is that after his entire
God.
family, sorry, I'm trying to find like a right place for your audio because they're coming to the same thing. So let me know if Spoon's real low, guys. I'm trying to adjust it. One of the things that they'll point to is that after this woman destroyed his life, slaughtered his children, years later, he had the audacity to get remarried and have a child with another woman who looks like her. Kind of, if you squint a little bit. They both have brown hair. Whoa. It's like he has a type. But because he moved on with his life, tried to rebuild his life, that means he's guilty. Like, the rationales are insane.
And I've also gone over with the theory and the lie detection.
I'm telling you all right now, when the South Node goes into Cancer in March of 2028, the South Node is going to transit over Patrick Clancy's moon in Cancer. He's going to be having eclipses over his natal moon.
Wow,
which
really?
is home, family, emotions, his emotional life. And then it gets better. 2029, all the way into 2030, he is going to have eclipses over his Gemini placements. The South Node is going to move over his Sun, his Mercury retrograde, his Venus retrograde. It's about to get real interesting in the next, 3 to 4 years for him. I'm grabbing my popcorn. I can't wait for this man to be humbled and for karma to do its thing.
There you go. Was that compelling, Spoon?
Okay, I'm starting to understand why American men do not want to marry American women because they seem schizo.
Well,
Also, here's my interpretation. I am under the impression the best way to save women from themselves is women should not be on social media.
yeah.
Like, ever.
Or just involved in a lot of shit.
No, like, it's just they seem to search for consensus.
Yes.
And
Women are consensus-seeking
doing this-
machines. We are, by
yes,
evolution,
and
we
to do
are.
this, yeah, and to do that on a electronic device makes them seem to do the most bizarre, crazy shit.
Well, because they're always looking to
'Cause I
what...
noticed
that's
men...
the main
men
theory,
don't
main
really do
hypothesis of my
this.
new video. No, the crux of my new video is that it's a social contagion hypothesis, and because women look at what other women do and copy it, that's why You see, that explains like the rise of the looks maxing stuff. It explains a lot of women's behavior even after you can no longer attribute it to hormonal contraceptives. They looked at what other women did in the past and were doing when they were younger and
I
just
don't
are
agree with that
copying.
part though.
I mean, it's a hypothesis. It would explain why.
No, the looks maxing shit. I think the looks maxing shit is because people are really fucking bored and they want to do crazy shit to get attention. I
Maybe
don't
part of
think
it.
it's any more complex than that.
It might be. I have an
I
alternative
think it's a
hypothesis.
dumb trend that just went out of control because it's very easy and stupid.
Well,
It's like
watch
attractive
my
people
video
get
and tell me what you
attention. I
think.
make myself as attractive as possible to get attention. It doesn't matter how you will notice attractive people can just do the most mundane dumb shit and still somehow get attention. It's like when
Yeah,
people
of
tell me,
course.
"Hey, look,
It's the halo effect.
you have a nice voice.
Yes.
You can read a phone."
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's like me when people tell me I can read a phone book and someone will listen to it.
Yeah.
I don't think I can. Like, thanks for the compliment.
Oh,
But I don't
you could
think
read a
that's
phone book
actually.
and people would listen to it, Spoon. You've got a great voice. You have to know that. Bill's got a great voice too. He could probably read a phone book. He
Yeah.
should. He certainly should. But or not a phone book, but he should read some. I've always said he should. So this is Shu posted this. She says, "It's not all women, right? If you are dating a woman, ask her about." And this has become a trend now for couples to ask each other their opinions on this case. I gotta be honest. Women do whatever the fuck you want to do to shoot yourselves in the foot. I don't really care. But men, if you're dating a woman, I would perhaps suggest asking her about this. Because if she sides with Lindsay Clancy and therefore is saying, well, I'm okay with a woman killing her 3 kids because she was going through a rough time or something. Woman who, by the way, was given like the most insane regimen of
ASMR reading racial slurs. I could totally do
hell
that.
yeah. Her they kept changing her medications. She was diagnosed with bipolar, and so they put her on a mood stabilizer, and they also had her on antipsychotics, and they were changing the mood stabilizers ratios. She was on like an insane. Was it the mood stabilizer? No, it was the antidepressant, I think. We went through and looked at her medical charts. The ratios that she was being prescribed were ridiculous. And it turned out that part of the reason why that was happening is because she was doing some doctor shopping, essentially. She was going in and complaining with new symptoms all the time. So it wasn't even, I don't even think it's entirely on the medical system, which, trust me, I would love to blame for this. In any possibility. It was just to say, like, look, they were prescribing her all kinds of crazy shit. So maybe she really did have a psychotic break. Look, at the end of the day, she is still the one who killed her children and is responsible and should go to jail forever for this. But you could say, there are problems with the mental health system and overprescription of drugs and wild prescriptions that are being done haphazardly. But in this case, it's like, it seems that she was doctor shopping. She was changing things all the time as well and seeking different diagnoses. So it wasn't, even then, it seems as if she was in part, at least in part, responsible, because it turns out that other psychiatrists are not diagnosing her with bipolar disorder. So she may have been seeking a bipolar diagnosis, right? Flan the Man for Two says, have you all seen Mr. Flesh Simulator lately? I have not seen him. I've not paid attention to Flesh Simulator, at least not super recently. I like Flesh Simulator, though. Shademaster for 5 says, I made a TikTok on this exact thing. It's approaching 100,000 views. It's insane. God damn. Yeah. Well, it's a big hot topic, particularly on TikTok, as you can see most of these videos are from TikTok. So, she continues. If you were, dating a woman, ask her about this viral case being talked about where a woman strangled her 3 kids to death. If she's on her side or thinks her husband did it, her brain has been fried by TikTok and you need to break up with her now. I do agree with that sentiment. So yeah, she'll never make me hate Lindsay Clancy. New theory, he killed the kids. His was the voice she heard. He threw her out the window. Because apparently, like, that's the case against her and for her. Oh, she threw herself out of the window because she was racked with grief by what he did, or he pushed her out the window, or it doesn't fucking make any sense. She tried to kill herself after she killed her kids, because it was a murder-suicide. Obviously. She woke up and was told, quote, what she did. Thousands of women triggered. The reason because these are the eyes of a covert narcissist, and we've all looked into those eyes before. Yeah, Leos don't kill, Geminis kill, Leos don't kill their cubs. Nope, not buying it. This fucking astrology shit. It's fucking Looney Tunes. The women are not okay still.
Uh-oh.
What's that? What's up?
He's doing it again.
Who's doing what? What? Oh no. Oh no! Wait, did we have a breaking bulletin? Wait, are we to get posted again? Oh, what? No, this post is from AA's recent article, right? So Bill comes out of his, isn't it? This is from AA's Substack, or is it like a reference to it?
I'm assuming
It
so,
is.
yeah.
Hang on.
Bill comes out of his pod to wave the flag while Ben remains in his, congratulating himself on avoiding the garden. At the end of the day, both are where they began. Someone else still owns the garden. I don't even know what that means.
It's from this. Or I think it's a reference to this post by AA.
It's the
which
face
is,
into the cream.
Yes.
I know, I read it on my video.
Oh, right, you did. Okay. So, well, I guess it's probably necessary to do it. There were once two British patriots, Bill and
Whilst
Ben.
grinning like a tit.
One morning, Bill got up excitedly to save the country, put on his Union Jack pants, brushed his teeth with his Union Jack toothbrush, got himself dressed, draped himself in his Union flag, rushed down to the station, one ticket to London. As he sat down on the train, he got a rush of pride, knowing that he was doing something. He arrived at the Tommy Robinson rally. It warmed his heart to see so many other patriots all in the same place. He did some chanting, met many other people who all thought that now, as so many of them had gathered in one place, that change would be inevitable. The country had been saved. Meanwhile, Ben stayed at home. He bought himself an Anchor whippy spray cream, and a little paper plate of the sort one sees at the parties of children. He pressed the button on the dispenser, and it came out. The cream came out in a large swirl. And then when there was a decent portion of I need to slow down. When there was a decent portion of it, he stopped. He put the plate on the table, sat down as if he was going to eat, and then he plunged his face into the cream. This whole story goes through them doing this for months or years. For years this went on. This pattern continued. Bill got to all sort of hijinks, such as setting up a Stephen Crowder-style Change My Mind table outside of Bristol University, where he was removed by security, going around town with a microphone and film crew, showing random people a picture of a transsexual woman and asking them if they thought it was a man or a woman, gate crashing the BBC Question Time by blurting out, "Remigration is inevitable," which caused Fiona Bruce to scowl and becoming incandescent with rage on social media as the dastardly elite theorist who suggested that the sum total of his activities had achieved nothing whatsoever. Ben, meanwhile, continued to smash his face into plates of cream in the privacy of his own home. His parents didn't laugh anymore, yet somehow Ben knew that he had done more to save the country than Bill. That is, I believe, the reference being made there. So this is turning it on its head. Bill comes out of his pot to wave the flag while Ben remains in his, congratulating himself on avoiding the gardener. Oh, so, right, you're a bunch of shut-ins, you're a bunch of basement dwellers. At the end of the day, both are where they began. Someone else still owns the garden. So was this a response to it? Is that what this is? Oh, it is. They've done a response to a tale of what was it, two patriots, right?
Yeah, okay. I want to see what this says. It says Nima Palvini's A Tale of Two Patriots tells the story of the two caricatures drawn from contemporary British politics. Bill travels to rallies, raise flags, heckles opponents, and leverages his minor actions into minor celebrity on the nationalist right. Ben stays at home and pushes his face into.
I'll send this to you so you can read it more easily than my screen because I can't zoom in any further than this.
Yeah, it's on my screen right now. So
okay, good.
Scroll down.
Cool.
Yeah, Bill believes that he is saving the country because he is doing something concrete. He's not doing something concrete though. But anyway, while Bill remains,
I guess he believes he's doing.
I think it.
No, but
he believes he's doing something.
Yeah, concrete. Well, Ben remains abstinent.
Yeah, okay, the belief part is correct though. While Bill remains abstinent, Palmini's advice works for the most part until that final line when he concludes that Ben had somehow done more to save his country.
Yes,
than
and
Bill.
I'll tell you how. Because Bill, in this story, has gotten himself on a bunch of lists, has probably gotten himself arrested. Even that's in part of it, gets arrested. He's made a tit of himself publicly.
I was under the impression that was a joke.
I think it was also a joke, but also,
yeah,
Ben has done nothing to destroy his reputation. He's done nothing to make those around him look foolish. He's done nothing that people can then point to and say, "Look at this Bill guy, not my Bill guy. He's fine. This Bill guy, he's going up here and Bill just shouts, "What the fuck did I do?"
You see, but the conclusion does not follow. Where has it been demonstrated that Bill has done more to save the country than Bill? What does saving the country look like concretely? There isn't anything. That was the point of the article.
That's the point. What have you done by going to your Tommy rally? What have you done?
Yes.
What have you done by putting up a bunch of flags? By generating some fucking AI shit put on Twitter?
That was his point.
Yes.
The logical interference from Palvini's analogy as it stands is that Ben has not done more. He has just incurred fewer costs. This may
No,
make
but he also
him
hasn't
more
made any
prudent than
progress.
Bill, but prudent itself is not a positive contribution to an external
You've missed
end.
it. Who wrote
Like,
this?
I have no idea. I was
Ooh,
one of the
there's
first
no
to
name
criticize the
attached to
flagging
this, is
phenomenon
there?
when it
Huh.
began last August, and I share Pavini's view on it. However, the issue, however, is whether exposing the counterfeit action makes the critic or the man abstains from it into a concrete political act. I hate people who write like this because it just seems very wanky.
It is rather wanky. Before we move on, I want to get this.
Yeah.
Looney Lenny for 5 says, "This is one of the fiascos that have forced me to give up on ever finding someone to be with. I wish I was gay." Dude, hang on. Women are extremely prone to groupthink. This is a fad. Women fall into fads. I would say that. They really do. They will look at what all the other women are doing and will just go and do that. Like, pathologically. That's what women do. They follow the herd. So, when it moves on to something else, hopefully something better, hopefully not trying to defend a child murderer, which we'll get back to, but we've taken a bit of a diversion here. It was a detour because Sargon's tweeted about it again. Sargon's tweeted again. About the dastardly elite theorists. Help. Fuck.
Okay. Here. Look at this last line. The online application of elite theory.
Online application.
How is it an online application?
Wait a minute.
I don't even know what that means.
Last time expressed tendency toward no social elite theory. At least the
harness this distinction into a complete worldview. It's the rally of hierarchy. You card.
Well,
a
hang
failed
on.
political effort.
Spoon, I have to use the restroom
always
real quick.
fake.
So can I leave you with this? You've got it up, right?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, I'll be right back.
Yeah, I just want to read this.
This is interesting.
A
Yeah.
successful one reveals that its participants were being used by the elite. What? But wait. Yes, exactly. No shit. Such judgments arrive after the result and pass themselves off as foresight. It can identify consolidated power and its movements, but cannot explain how anything becomes powerful before the fact, except by invoking abstract common sense heuristics like the organized minority rules the disorganized. I have no idea what the hell he's trying to say. Sorry for the dead air. I'm very confused. I wanted to know who the fuck wrote this. Yeah, who is the author of this article? It doesn't say, at least. I would very much like to know who wrote this. Considering it was Sargon who said he disagrees with this. It's not that don't do anything, it's that engaging in the rah-rah of the fucking cycle does not gain you anything, because the mechanisms of the cycle is to keep the elite in power and you are not it. I don't know why this is so fucking difficult. I swear it's because a man's paychecks depends on it. I can't understand any other reason why. It's like I said, it's like people who live in the trenches, and as soon as they get up and charge, they get shot. And then they see a whole bunch of people get shot over and over again, and someone will give you shit for not charging and getting shot like everyone else. It's like sometimes you have to... yeah. Yeah. God, this entire thing is so freaking stupid. Oh God, I just realized why he's doing it. It's drama, and drama generates clicks and views. Am I right in saying that is the only reason? Because I cannot understand for any other reason why you would do this shit. And maybe this is just me, but I tend to look down upon people who will make themselves look stupid for the sake of views. It just shows me you have no self-esteem. Or you're an idiot, as also a possibility. I am kind of rambling here, but I'm just fascinated by why How is it that the AA writes like a story that's meant to be quite funny and just, hey, look, here's the reality of doing this kind of shit doesn't get you anywhere, and this fucker has to write in this obfuscatory wank way.
Sorry, I also want to talk to Bill for a minute and make sure he knows that we weren't casting aspersions on him.
No, we will not.
Yeah.
No, Bill, you're fine.
He knows.
Obfuscation.
Sorry, continue. With where we
And
were.
also, someone just said that I have no idea what he's saying. I'm very confused. Like a Spoon the bloke who we go to hear his political commentary. I often feel like that whenever Sargon is writing. Sargon has this. Okay, I'm just going to say this very bluntly. Sargon's one of these people that tries to sound smart by.
Well,
like,
you remember
writing
what
in this
Richard Spencer
very
said.
wordy, wanky kind of way. Yeah, and I just detest that because, like, who the hell are you trying to impress? Just write a normal person, you fucking asshole. Like, what are you actually trying to say writing this fucking crap?
I think he wants to look
Like, it's just
erudite
annoying.
and intelligent.
Yeah,
but
you just come across like a wanker. Someone who can say something complex in a simple way is much smarter than someone who tries to like take something very simple and make it sound incredibly complex. You just come across as fucking annoying, and
I
you
mean,
lose
you know,
people when you say that kind of shit.
What the flaw and fault in my own writing is that I write in an academic way, which, by the way, is concise at least. It's not a bunch of flowery shit. And that's how academics actually write. That's how scientists actually write. In a concise, non-flowery, to-the-point way. Just say what it is in the shortest amount of words possible with the maximum amount of precision. That's it. That's how I prefer my writing, and that's how I write. I'm not saying everybody should. There's some room, for flowery, frou-frou stuff. Not for me, though, personally, and I don't like reading it either. Anyway, where were we with this?
Yeah, it just comes across as annoying.
It does come off as annoying to me, but I don't like that
And
in
it
general.
pisses
It's
me
a
off.
personal preference. It's a personal preference. People might like it.
Is it possible that Carl is just trying to be in solidarity with Bo and Nate?
I don't know. I mean, this is a weird thing because he does say that and AA is his
Maybe?
friend, so it's kind of like, well, why are you? You're attacking AA. This is a direct. Whoever wrote this is a direct response to AA. I mean, as it says, like it is. I was gone obviously for a couple minutes. Has it made any cogent points about why AA is wrong?
No.
Okay.
So Balvini's conclusion required that Bill and Ben to be genuine opposites.
Why?
I didn't think that they're both political actors. I just thought.
No, it's just two people.
I didn't.
There's nothing about politics
here's
there
the thing.
necessarily.
I didn't think. Yeah, because who is it that mashes his face into the cream? Is Bill, isn't it?
It's Ben, I think. Yeah. Bill acts, Ben does not.
Yeah.
Yes.
But Ben doesn't involve himself with politics in any way in the entire story.
It's simple reversal. His left stands as truth. There's nothing to do. There's nothing that's politically. Maybe Ben also would like all of the immigrants out of the country. There's nothing in Parvini's article
that's. Don't act doesn't mean you.
That you don't care.
This is kind of weird because it's.
It doesn't.
Yeah.
If you just know that it would be futile to.
Yeah.
To do that kind of action in particular.
You don't engage in the rah-rah slop cycle of democracy doesn't mean you don't have your opinions on how the country should be run or what it should do.
Or that you don't care.
You just recognize that. Yeah, it's not that you don't care. It's that you recognize that your screaming about it doesn't do anything.
It doesn't mean that
Bill believes while Ben disbelieves, and
he doesn't disbelieve. We're given none of this information.
Yeah. It's an abstract negation. The original position is cancelled with nothing being developed. Ben is consequently Bill inverted.
No. It's just action versus inaction.
I didn't think that at all. I just think
that's reading.
It was just a funny way of writing that it's better to just mash your face into a cream. I didn't think it was like opposite at all. I just thought it was funny.
It's not intended to be. And I think you have to do some really deep over-reading into that article to think that, well, because he's not acting, therefore Ben is a leftist. So, the reversal is left standing as truth.
Rallies can supply the state with intelligence,
But there's
targets, and
anything
excuses for
political about
oppression.
this.
They can also encourage people to risk their livelihoods. Okay, yeah, that's the one part I agree with. Even granted in full, however, doing more to save the country requires a positive contribution. No, I think it's more just shitposting.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's go. Yeah. Here we go.
I think that what Sargon, well, I'm assuming it's him who wrote this. It's more
It's
just a
not.
case
There's
of
no name
these
attached to it, which
people.
is interesting. I don't know if there typically is
It
on
sounds
there.
like something Sargon would write because it's unnecessarily wanky and it loses the point completely. I reading it, I just thought that he was just trying to say that doing this kind of bullshit.
Oh, Rory
I
wrote
don't
this?
take
Wait a minute
AA's
then.
words literally.
Wait a minute. Rory wrote
No, he
this?
did not.
There's no way Rory wrote this, did he? If he did, then he's doing something else.
Ask him.
If,
Message him.
if Rory wrote this,
Rory, did you write
Rory, who doesn't, what did he say? Doesn't really go for elite theory. Well, Rory is how was he described? The anti-elite theory elite theorist. So if Rory wrote it, then he's maybe trying to speak to their audience in a way that they might be able to understand. If that's true, I would read this in a different lens.
Supposed to represent action in action when in fact they share the same
Yeah, we'll read
idea of
it.
politics, a personal ethical posture whose value lies in what it says about the man adopting it. Bill proves himself by taking. Okay, why are you? Who talks like this? Like this is so. It pisses me off to read.
Let's keep going. Let's keep going. Bill proves himself by taking part, whereas Ben proves himself by remaining abstinent or at least local. That part's not even. Again, I do think there's a lot of reading into this either way. The disagreement.
Taking part. Okay, maybe read the rest of it because
You go ahead. You go ahead. Yeah. You want me to, or
see, the disagreement is thus over the efficacy of two kinds of performance in which Bill attends a rally, enjoys a crowd, and goes home believing its size and his involvement has settled something. He raises a flag, posts a photograph, and receives approval from people who already agree with him. There is no obligation after the event, no constituted body capable of imposing one, and no next move. That's true. Ben's absence, meanwhile, is not even legible. Nobody requested it, coordinated it, or even knows that it happened. No authority can distinguish it from ordinary domestic life apart from a few digital fingerprints reading dissident. A boycott is an organized absence, naming an object, counting participants, and threatening a material consequence. Ben, however, is indoors smashing his face into pies.
Yeah, that's the story.
What was the point of that?
To describe the story. The parable AA was telling. I guess just to describe it again.
Why? Again, who writes like this? It generally just pisses me off and exhausts me. Ugh, you wanker.
The online application of elite theory.
To know the author. No, we know. We're just curious.
No, we are curious. It's genuine curiosity there. The online application of elite theory hardens this distinction into a complete worldview. A failed political effort. Wait, do you want to keep going?
No, you can go on.
Okay. A failed political effort was always fake. A successful one reveals that its participants were being used by the elite.
Yeah, we know that.
Yeah. That's how their attention gets diverted one way or another very easily. It's why people are paying attention to Lindsay Clancy right now, which we're doing as well, because it's what people are talking about. It's so easy to direct people. Such judgment.
Except me, I'm not.
I mean, we're talking about it because we're hanging out, right? But at least we'll tell you the truth about it. That's agenda setting theory. It's McCombs and Shaw, 1979. Correlation between what the news reports on and what topics people think is important of 0.97, the strongest correlation that exists, at least that I've ever seen, in the social sciences. I've never seen a correlation that even comes close to 0.97. Near 100% perfect correlation. Such judgments arrive after the result and pass themselves off as foresight. How does it pass itself off as foresight if he's just sitting there smashing his fucking face into whipped cream? It can identify consolidated power and its movements, but it cannot explain how anything becomes powerful before the fact. Yes, it can. They're born into power, except by invoking abstract common sense heuristics like the organized minority rules against the disorganized mass. How is that abstract? There are obvious hierarchies. I would actually think that more so than Americans, that Brits would be able to understand that. You have a very open-facing aristocracy. You have a House of Lords. You do have a king. There is a natural aristocracy. That's the elite. Now, they're not all in such obvious positions, but it's people who are born into these. Raised, grow up, that's their entire life. They live in a parallel world to the one that we live in. That's the elite. And they are a class, so they are, of course, an organized minority because they are a small class of people that are distinct from the demos. Why don't you go next, Spoon? We'll trade off. How about that? The missing character.
With the missing character.
Sure.
Well, the alternative sits on a different axis from the dispute between Bill's enthusiasm and Ben's skepticism. You see, this is really weird. Why does he write like they both have political agency? Like,
or that
Ben, there's nothing in the story about Ben's attitude towards politics at all.
It gives him no description of his politics. He's just sitting there
yes,
smashing his face into a plate of whipped cream. So, like...
Yes.
Like I said, there's a lot that's being ascribed to this that isn't in the story.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a determinate negation. I thought it was just kind of a piss take.
Yeah.
I mean, he was literally making fun of it as a joke before he wrote this.
Yeah.
On a live stream.
It's not... But apparently, take it very seriously.
Yeah. Yeah, the failed position is cancelled and something develops out of it, carrying forward whatever the failure was reaching. I don't even know what that means. The rally is cancelled as theatre and preserved as an impulse towards assembly, and the critic's job is to supply the form the impulse lacked, a political subject capable of making either disposition effective. The mere existence of a rally crowd and a collection of men at home turns neither into such a subject. The missing element is a form rooted in a material relation through which numbers can acquire leverage and concrete political existence.
Oh my guy.
That is literally something he made fun of in the script.
There's your populist delusion. If we just get enough people together...
So many people had gathered that change is inevitable. That is literally a line he mentions.
There's your populist delusion, sir. If we just get everybody on board with thing, then we can levy concrete political action. How's it going? How's it been going? How's it ever gone? Historically, this form grew out of material relations as dependence. Labor unions transformed wage relations into leverage, while parties coordinated those organized interests beyond the workplace. He starts with labor unions, man. Congregations, friendly societies, cooperatives, and local associations did all the same work at a smaller scale. This is a very small time horizons thinking on this.
By the way, those labor unions, who do they support now?
Yeah. This is all, like I said, it's also very low time horizons on this, thinking in a very modern sense.
By the state.
Not you have to, if you want to understand how humans work, you have to look at them from an evolutionary psychological stance. Looking at it from this modern one is not going to be useful here in understanding how power functions, which is what elite theory seeks to do. So you're going to run up against that, unfortunately. You're going to run up against human nature versus trying to put things and frame things from a modern perspective. That transformation should be explained... Should it? I just did, I think. That transformation should be explained and new locations of leverage identified.
Hold on. Congregations, friendly societies, cooperatives, and local associations all did the same work at smaller scales. Yeah, that was their point.
And that is the point. That is this stuff is what you can actually affect.
Yes, those relations have largely been evolved and reorganized. Yeah, that's also the point I was just making a second ago.
Yeah.
That transformation should be explained and the new locations of leverage identified.
You don't have any.
That's literally what they're trying to do now.
You don't have any here. You have them here. This, you identified. You have identified your leverage. Right here. Just not.
There may be periods in which little can sensibly be attempted. Yeah, that's literally what their point is right now. In such periods, Bill and Ben are equally idle, whatever they believe about themselves, and converted the critique of one's idleness into proof of political realism is just as superfluous as an action waving a flag. Okay,
but you agree they're both superfluous.
Stupid, but, yeah, I was okay. That was my thing as well because I was under the impression. Are you both? Yeah, because is it just me, or does that sentence just say both of their actions are performative?
Yeah.
Because that's okay. Because that's kind of what I thought that meant as well.
By the way, I just heard some
Pavini's story
very loud
ends-
thunder, so there may be some slight chance that I lose electricity. Hopefully
Are
not.
you scared of thunder by any chance?
No.
Okay, well then you're normal. I only asked because in Ireland people were absolutely fucking terrified.
Well, there's a lot of
by it.
superstition.
It's it. Palvini's story ends one sentence too late. Bill has not saved the country, and Ben has not done more to save it. I actually thought that AA was just taking the piss by saying
But I
that.
think he's correct.
They may be
I
less
think he is correct.
deluded and less exposed. Yes,
I,
but they are
as I
comparative
explained,
virtues, and they belong to Ben.
Bill has made a fucking tit of himself.
Yes.
He's potentially caused himself real material harm socially in doing this stuff. Ben's parents might not find his pie smashing very amusing anymore, but other than that, he's really done nothing to
Bill
harm
does
himself.
not need another lecture on dignity and praxis. Actually, yes, he does.
Apparently.
And Ben does not need a medal for seeing through. Okay, it's
Seeing
really
through what?
weird.
Seeing through what? Oh, seeing through
why
this, sorry.
Ben,
I keep getting the two mixed
Also-
up, sorry.
at no point does Ben's action in any way infer political contribution in any way. He literally just sits and smashes his face into pies.
Yeah. He's not doing anything political. Can you hear that?
Yes, it's kind of weird that it's inferred that he is. It's very strange. Let's see. Both lack a continuing political form, able to turn public action into strategic refusal into parts of the same process. Without it, action becomes self-dramatization and inaction self-exoneration. Now, I don't
Like,
really
it's not
agree with that last part.
self-exoneration, no. Doing nothing, like, when you can't
Okay,
do anything
maybe
is the point, right?
maybe okay, maybe this is just me, but it was more that the current engaging in the slop cycle and my Twitter and everything, which is what obviously the
Yeah.
AA's bit was focused on,
Yeah.
is not actually political action.
You're not doing anything.
And it makes as much sense as Bill mashing his
Face into
face,
pies.
into
It is
cream.
it does as
Yeah.
much to
That's
the
what
whole
I thought he
point.
meant.
Well, it's obviously the point. That is so clearly the point is that you get as much accomplished by mashing your face into a pie, into a whipped plate of whipped cream, as you do by going out and involving yourself in all of this. With the only exception being, you may have caused yourself more harm by getting put on a bunch of lists and stuff by actually engaging in action. Either one of which, whether it's smashing your face into the cream or whether it's going out and doing stuff, will not change the country. Neither action
Bill comes out of his
results
pot
in
to wave the
the
flag
outcome
while Ben remains
that
in
one of them
his.
is designed to seek. The other one's not even trying to do it, and yet they have the same effect.
It's kind of weak to say this. Like Bill comes out of his pot to wave the flag while Ben remains in his, congratulating himself on avoiding the gardener.
He doesn't congratulate himself.
By the way, the only point
you're
in
in
that
your
entire
basement,
story
yeah.
about Bill mashing his face into the cream is somehow political is when the final line when he says, when he said Ben did more to save the country.
Yeah.
Or he knows he did more to save the country. That is the only bit in the entire
Yeah.
story that in any way says about Ben's political contributions or actions. At no
That's
point
the only
before
part,
that
yeah.
does it say anything about Ben is doing this to save the country or any of that kind of shit. Very weird. Just very fucking strange.
Original Flower Pot Men makes visible the reality. Bill comes out of his pot to wave the flag while Ben remains in his, congratulating himself, young voice in the gardener. Yeah. At the end of the day, yeah. Sorry, I did read that. I don't know. Ooh, look, it's the first comment. Who is the author of this article?
Yeah.
It's not just me. It was not just me curious and wondering who wrote this.
Yeah, hold on. Let me see what the last comment says at the bottom. It
Says,
says, I went in to read Parvini's story, and on a quick glance, Bill has achieved status of popularity within a right-wing circle jerk party, whereas Ben has managed to change the opinion of his parents, who, in all likelihood, were among these boomer truthers. Therefore, it is a story about bursting a bubble, while another remains still trapped within it. I didn't even read it like that.
no, I
That's
think people
interesting.
are overreading things
Yeah.
into it, to be honest.
Yeah. Okay. That is at least an interesting perspective, even if it is wrong.
Mhm.
I didn't read it that way, but that is at least more interesting. And
I
also
guess, in
happier
that sense,
story. Happier ending, actually.
Bill did the part
Yeah.
that we talk about doing, which is, part of this
Smashing your
part.
face into cream and showing your parents.
No, this part. Congregations, friendly societies, cooperatives, and local associations. Small scale. what you can actually affect. But did he? Did he meet anybody? I mean, it says people at the rally liked him. But again, like, we're reading quite deeply into this, things that aren't even in the text, you know? Because he met people he got on with. Did they form lifelong friendships, or did they leave the rally and never speak again? You know?
Yeah.
It's kind of part of the equation. Proper story, complete narrative structure. Story would continue, as you would like it to continue at least, with Ben's parents possibly taking note of Bill's actions, and come elections, it'll be 2 more votes in favor of something. In favor, 2 more votes that do nothing. It's a rain dance, man. Look, it summoned the rain, though, to be fair. It's now raining. To be fair, it is now raining. Your rain dance has summoned it.
Yeah. Can someone
Let's go
can we
back to...
send this to AA?
I'm sure it's been sent to him. Let's go back.
Yeah, I'm really curious as to his take on this.
So Sargon retweets it, says he's completely against the don't do anything attitude that is infecting certain segments of the British right. Things can be done, things must be done.
It's not don't do anything.
That's
it's
not
just
what
don't
anyone
engage
is
in the cycle,
saying.
you moron.
No one has said, fucking lay down and die. Just don't engage in a waste of energy, which is electoral politics. It has gotten you nowhere. In your life, Carl, all the different political groups that you've been a part of, what has it done for Britain?
In your life cycle actually done?
What has it done?
Despite the fact that the Tories have gotten the biggest majority since, like, what, fucking Thatcher, what the fuck did they do with it? Nothing. And now Labour is in power with fucking Andy Burnham. And also before, as AA pointed out, Keir Starmer is the most right-wing person he has seen in his entire fucking lifetime. He was a goddamn Labour PM, you twat.
Mr. Richlow Pitch for 10 says, women find out about another woman might be held accountable for doing something terrible for a scump meme, and just like that, it was okay to criticize the pharmaceutical industry again. Yeah. I mean, that was the people bringing up women who had, historically, was it in Greece, were committing suicide en masse. They noticed that...
Oh, until the naked corpse was hung.
Yes, until a woman's corpse was hung up, stripped naked, and defiled, you know, like, left to rot out in public, and it's like, well, next person who commits suicide, we're gonna do this to you. We're gonna also hang you up, strip you naked, and let you rot in public, and, the suicide stopped. The mass hysteria of the women just ameliorated itself. Weird. So Wit here says, well, since Restore is cucking to Civnats like Cox and Hermer, the only options left are either Charlie, Harrison, Lewis, and Frank to do their own thing, or Acceleration. Sargon just says, nonsense. AA and his clan. Are we in the AA clan, Spoon? Are we the dastardly elite theorists?
No, I don't think of myself as one of these, as someone as sophisticated as Scrum AA or even Blam. I just look at this and go, is this how hierarchy works? Yes. And then I will just accept the premise because I can see it with my own 2 fucking eyes. And anyone who screams, oh, but this isn't, and I just look and go, okay, in 10 years of you engaging in this bullshit democratic cycle, has it actually achieved anything? No. And then I look at who has better political predictions, the guy who said that my predictions are shit or the guy who he admits has better predictions than him. Yeah, I'm going to go with the guy who says he has better predictions than I do.
Ginger Plumber says, doesn't like this drama. Can we go back to the evil woman? Yeah, we will. We're taking a little diversion there because this was just posted. But, which I did want to investigate. I was curious about it.
Please, internet mom and internet dad. Never call me that ever again. Knowing the entire internet's main rule is if you say that, they're going to do the thing that pisses you off over and over again.
Yeah, you never tell them the thing that bothers you, Spoon. now you've let everybody know.
Do not send me whiskey. I never drink whiskey. I hate it.
He does
I will
hate
get
whiskey.
Very irritated.
He does.
And yeah, just with an absolute passion.
Here's some more. Let's get back to Lindsay Clancy. Sorry for the aside, the breaking Sargon.
Throw it down the drain and not guzzle it like a pelican.
This was going around where all these women are like throwing ice in the bathroom because their day as a mom is so hard that they just have to engage in acts of violence. By the way, there's been research done on this in terms of, oh, when you get mad, just go punch a pillow so you can take your aggression out on the pillow. It doesn't work. It associates. What happens is that it forms cognitive heuristics, cognitive associations, and behavioral associations with when I am irrationally angry, I go and punch something until I feel better. What kind of...
That's irrational?
If you don't want to end up hurting somebody, yeah. if you're a woman and you are feeling irrational rage towards your baby for some reason, right? Or towards
Oh,
whatever.
I thought you just meant like rage in general, because I do have a tendency to do that.
You go and punch pillows when you do it? Or do you punch
I
like
tend
a...
to either throw things.
See, that creates an association with when I am angry, the thing that releases it is some sort of physical act, and that can lead to negative
Yes.
behavioral cognitive pathways, pathway formation. Yeah.
No, that's rubbish.
So the research on it has said is that the pillow punching is actually quite a negative, potentially harmful behavioral
To who? The fucking pillow?
reinforcement. Well, what if you then do it? If you're used to, do you understand? If you're used to punching something when you feel angry, and then there's a person in front of you, but you're a man, Spoon, you know, so you've got an extra layer of like, you know, behavioral control there that women don't have, or many women don't
That's
have at least.
retarded. The pillow doesn't hit back. I'm not gonna hit a fucking person if I'm pissed off. That's stupid as shit.
But women clearly like
Who's
that's.
dumb enough to think if I hit a pillow, I can hit a guy and it's gonna give me the same cathartic feeling of release? No, it's not. You fucking moron.
I think it actually might be different for men and women. I do think that I think with women, it can create a cognitive behavioral association there that can lead to this, like, well, I'm throwing ice now when I'm angry. Next time, I'll throw something at someone else.
I am fully aware that hitting my chair or my desk, or in some cases my gym bench furiously, and then throwing my shirt against the wall does provide a temporary feeling of catharsis, essentially, and release. But I'm fully aware that doing that on a human being is a completely different animal.
I'm just saying.
So why the hell would I do that?
Particularly for, maybe it's for dumb. It doesn't work for dumb people or a lot of women. Maybe that's it. The evidence on it though in aggregate.
Heavy for like a multiple number of reps until I feel like exhaustion or pain.
Maybe it doesn't, but like for you, right? But like
it's
in aggregate,
it's just like a pent up release of energy. Like the hitting something or whatever is more just it requires a great deal of burst to do that. You know, it's like saying, hey, look, I'd like to get rid of all this energy. Like, what is the quickest way to release it in one go? And generally, throwing or hitting something exerts a great amount of energy in one burst. It's not like, hey, look, I'm annoyed. I can go run for 50 minutes. Like, no, if I was going to do that in like running terms, I would just sprint as hard as I can for.
I mean,
like,
it is getting the energy out because you know it's like you've got all this.
Yeah, that's kind of the point. Yeah,
I mean, I understand the idea, but like I'm saying, the research on it, and maybe I don't know. I'd have to revisit that. I haven't looked at it in years. This would be a pertinent time to do so, though. I actually am just remembering this from like doc and grad school. I haven't read that research since I was in school. So, you know, Aiden got to dodge Spoon whenever he gets mad or drunk. No, Spoon's actually a pretty nice drunk for the most part. Anyway, so this is what they're doing though. They're throwing the ice cubes. Some days as a mom, my patience is hard to control.
Also, the bit that I find weird here is not the...
It's the recording, isn't it?
Ice cubes. Yeah, it's like it's clearly performative and therefore just makes you seem like a retard.
Yeah, or a lunatic. Look at how desperate they are for attention, bro. Here's the attention you ordered,
here's
bitch.
The thing. Okay, so maybe this is just me, but I enjoy the sound or like the sight of something smashing. So, for example, the fridge that I had in Ireland, at the back of it, after a while, there would be like a chunk of ice that freezes. So I would, you know, take a knife and cut off the chunk of ice and then just throw it against the wall outside.
See, bought special ice? Brought. So she's got like a big flat piece of ice, I guess.
Yeah, like I would just throw that against the wall and go, and then just leave. Like it would never occur to me to record that and then show it to the internet. That just
the aftermath.
retarded.
There's some ice on the floor. Safely
oh my goodness, it's called water.
I guess, yeah, I'm safely expressing my rage.
I'm sick of people taking advantage of me and manipulating me.
Yeah, that just seems performative cringe.
It is. It clearly is.
Very freaking loud.
Yeah.
I deserve to be freaking heard. So fucking tired.
Why do you deserve to be heard?
Stupid ass people. People who don't listen.
I like the way the channel is called Heal Me Wellness.
Yeah. Yeah, well, she seems very well, right? She seems real mentally well.
Also, can I just say what annoys me more
Yeah,
than
of
anything?
course.
It's just, yeah, with me, it was just like things in the game that pisses me off.
Sure.
It's more, yeah, that's more just like temporary annoyance. It's just, it's like rage quitting.
Yeah.
Except I would just throw something against the wall and then just, get my composure back, and then I would just start
Yeah, I
playing the
know,
game again.
treachery everywhere. It's very sad Tim Curry died. Dissident Knight says, if taking care of children is such hard work, then how is making more work going to help? Right? Now
Yeah,
you
that's a
got
good
to
point, actually.
clean up the bathroom that you've potentially. I mean, I guess the whole point is that it's
Yeah, now you're
ice,
just
so it's
annoyed.
just right. Yeah. Well, I think we get the gist of it. We get the idea. They're just throwing stuff. They're having a fucking recorded,
Oh,
planned
yeah.
temper
Yes,
tantrum.
yeah,
Yeah.
hold on a second. That clip that he's talking about. Hold on.
You're so fucking tired. Take a nap, then, woman. Yeah, lady, if you're so fucking
Yeah,
tired, go to sleep.
Yeah, it's this one.
That's good. Ace Detective. Oh yeah, I think I've seen this. Have I? Mindset of white childless liberals will be studied in depth for years to come. Oh my god, I don't even have the sound on yet, and I know where it's going.
Yeah, you can keep the sound off. It's much funnier that way.
Okay.
You don't even need the sound on.
Is
You
this
can just
is this
tell
like a
all these
haka?
people are insane. It does look like a haka.
This guy looks so uncomfortable. Yeah. What the fuck? He looks so scared.
I wonder if he's thinking, are these people ever gonna find out that I'm making a crap load of money from them?
No.
Look at this one black woman there.
Wow. What a freeze frame. There she is. Yes, Sanpaku eyes indeed.
Am I lifting today? It's very difficult to lift at like 10, 11 o'clock in the evening.
So, Lindsay Clancy, right, has raked in, at this point...
So I did pistol squats yesterday, so...
I should be clear, Lindsay Clancy's parents have raked in over $1 million in the GoFundMe. Now, why? What does she need $1 million for?
She looks really evil.
She does. She looks evil, yeah. GoFundMe for the parents, which is because it was not for her, it was for her parents. Now, they have spent a bunch of money fighting in court, I understand that. But...
Yeah, because that's exactly what the world needs. A bunch of boomers who just got $1 million.
But she also has admitted to being guilty. So why are you, honestly, why are you fighting
You're just
this?
throwing money at a
You've
woman
admitted, she's admitted her own guilt.
Killed people.
And apparently what it's going towards is towards her hotel rooms. Well, that must be a real fancy hotel room for you to need $1 million.
Why is she in a hotel room?
Well, let's see. According to the GoFundMe page, Mike and Paula Musgrove have continued to show up for their daughter, who is charged with first-degree murder on the January 2023 deaths of her children, Cora, Dawson, and Callan. The 36-year-old mother, God, she aged me, who was found unconscious outside her home in Duxbury, Massachusetts, after throwing herself out a window. That's why she was unconscious. After the children were killed, has pleaded not guilty to the charges against her, but she admits that she did it. She pleads not guilty, basically by reason of, yes, insanity postpartum psychosis. The GoFundMe for her parents stated that the Musgroves have spent years, traveling back and forth, staying in hotels, attending court proceedings, and ultimately relocating from Connecticut to Massachusetts so that they could remain close to Lindsay. Their lives have largely been put on hold. Her boomer parents' lives have been put on hold. So they need $1 million.
From what?
What are they? I mean, she's 36, so they're boomers. Presumably. I would assume they were retired. They're retired? Yeah, she's our age, this woman. That has come at an enormous...
much older.
Yeah, enormous financial cost. The fundraiser is not asking anyone to agree on Lindsay, her case, or what the outcome of her trial should be. That's what they say. As of its publication, the campaign has reached more than $1 million of its $2 million goal. Donations of $5,000 each are among the top contributors. Globe previously reported that the Musgroves have shown up for their daughter amid the tragedy, attending every day of her murder trial in Plymouth Superior Court. They deserve $2 million for that. Fundraiser also made it clear that the money goes towards her parents, who are named as the beneficiaries, and that Lindsay's attorney is aware of it. I would, obviously. Money belongs to Mike and Paula. It stated the purpose of this fundraiser is to give them back some of the financial stability they have lost over the last 3 years and allow them to decide, my God, as if there is not enough wealth transferred to boomers. Give them $1 million more. For what? So they can show up in court and look sad in front of their daughter who murdered their 3 grandchildren? I'm actually at a loss for words.
Yeah. Same here, actually.
What the fuck? We need $1 million for the hotel rooms and our suffering. Well, you might need... I would imagine you're suffering, you know, because your daughter killed your 3 grandchildren? No? Fucking insane.
I'm not sure why you... But yeah.
It's actually fucking crazy. TikTok, however, I do think is rotting people's brains on this. And that's I believe, why they are doing it. And there's new research on this. I'm only going to read the abstract, but I've got some new research for you on this. Brain activity inhibition during short video viewing, neurochemical insights. This was published in 2026. In May. It's a relatively new study. We'll just look at the abstract. So short video viewing means things like TikTok and YouTube Shorts. Cognitive control enables individuals to adapt to the ever-changing environmental demands. The dorsal anterior cingulate cortex, or DACC, and the dorsolateral prefrontal cortex, or DLPFC, are key regions of cognitive control network activated during cognitively demanding tasks. You have to think about something when something's stressful. In contrast, the entertaining and habitual nature of short video consumption for leisure shifts neural processing towards emotional engagement and immediate gratification, contributing to excess use of diminished self-control in some individuals. Watching short-form content, which is all about emotional and immediate gratification, diminishes self-control. This raises a critical question. Does short video viewing suppress cognitive control regions, and what neurochemical factors may underlie individual differences in this process? To address this question, this pre-registered, good job, that's a big sign of quality for studies, pre-registration.
God, I don't watch shorts.
used fMRI, proton magnetic resonance spectroscopy, HMRS, to measure glutamate and aminobutyric acid concentrations in the DACC at rest, and employed functional magnetic fMRI to examine the DACC and the DLPFC activity during free viewing of short videos in 56 young adults. Small sample. We found that both the DACC and the DLPFC exhibited significant deactivation in response to preferred videos that were watched to completion compared to less preferred videos that were terminated early. In other words, they keep watching these shorts and it's giving them these like positive vibes, the entertaining short form consumption,
It becomes a
gratification, and it diminishes self-control. Because in these 2 regions, the dorsolateral and the dorsolateral cingulate cortex and dorso-anterior cingulate cortex and the dorsolateral prefrontal. Additionally, functional connectivity between the DACC and the DLPFC increased during video viewing, particularly in preferred videos. By integrating both fMRI and HMRS, our study provides novel evidence that immersive viewing of preferred short videos deactivates the cognitive control network, that individual differences in the differences in deactivation are linked to glutamate metabolism. These findings enhance our understanding of how digital media consumption, a neurochemical process. In other words, watching TikTok videos destroys your ability for self-control. For the parts of your brain that rule over self-control, that moderate self-control, shut off. They go to sleep. It's just this dopaminergic surge, essentially. I presume that's happening. Gee, I wonder why women are throwing ice cubes and stuff. Could it be because they're addicted to fucking TikTok? And they're watching all this shit? And their brains shut off functionally? I mean, I don't know. It's certainly a hypothesis, right? I may do a video on this, by the way, guys. Like, it'd be an interesting topic. I've got research on it already set up, but here they are. These are the women that have shown up outside of the courthouse. There's been tons of them, all dressed in their little pink, showing up to support a woman who killed her 3 kids. Think they knew this when they created shorts? I don't know. Probably not. It's probably not. Honestly, I would imagine that was
a genuine question, or
the the cognitive control aspect. They know that it was going to turn off people's capacity for cognitive control when they started to roll out shorts everywhere. People clearly like them. That's why they work too. It's because it turns off the higher thinking parts of your brain and just goes, well, I'm going to process emotionally, not cognitively. It's kind of why, like, you know, I made shorts for a while. I might still make some of them.
Great. Basically like crack for women.
Yeah, I may still occasionally make shorts, but I think I don't know. People say that they did like them, but I have to be honest, I don't think that science content works well with shorts because it requires you to pay attention and think, even if it's, you know, reduced down to its smallest atomized bit of information. And that's not what shorts are for. Shorts are for emotion, immediate gratification. I don't think they're for learning anything, for the most part. Is this the V show? No, V's not here. We could invite him, but
disagree.
late. Yeah?
I think it depends on the short.
Well, I suppose so, but is that the majority of them? Is that what most shorts are? Is that why most people watch shorts?
Okay, give me a length for how long you think a short is, just so I know.
So on YouTube, it's considered a short automatically if it is 3 minutes or under.
Oh, okay. That's
So
quite long.
Really? I mean,
I thought it was gonna be like, I thought it was gonna be like under 30 seconds.
No, it's up to 3 minutes.
Oh.
At least on YouTube. And I think TikTok's around the same. Well, because YouTube just copied TikTok, so I presume so. Someone the Romanian. But last minute.
Yeah, I only asked because there's some shorts that I think are in that timescale that I think are genuinely quite funny.
I think
that I can actually
there's
remember.
funny stuff. Like I liked Vine. There's quite a lot of Vines that have gone on to inspire internet comedy and humor for a long time.
For example, okay, the chat will probably know who this is. Do you know who More Pars is?
No. Sorry.
He's the Aussie guy who does like
there's certainly funny shorts.
Just crazy shit about Australia.
Like funny shorts I totally get. Because comedy is sometimes very quick. You only need a couple seconds to set up a joke and punchline, right?
Like this I don't think is brain frying.
I don't think comedy
this I actually think is quite funny.
Comedy I think actually because it worked well on Vine. Comedy worked well on Vine too. But like something that's what I mean.
Maybe comedy.
Australia has a lot of spiders.
Like this I think is generally funny.
Sorry, I had to jack the volume in such an insane way in order to get those TikToks or those things to work. Hang on, let me turn. Sorry for the ear if you got ear raped by that. Let's see if it's better now. Oh, actually, let me leave that up the way it was for Spoon. We'll turn this down. There we go.
But recently we found a new one, because of course we fucking did. And the new one is the most certified Australian moment I've ever seen. For a bit of context, one of the several thousand spider species we are home to is the Sydney funnel web, the deadliest spider on the planet. Because of course it's down here. Where the fuck else did you think you were going to find it? These scary looking fuckers are highly venomous and can flatline you with a bite in 15 minutes. And if you think wearing thick clothes will save you, be aware the bastards have fangs long enough to
So you mean this is like an example of like it is informative, but it is funny. I agree. Like,
and it's funny.
Yes.
Yes.
This is a good example of that. Yeah.
Punch through shoe leather. Now, why do I bring these little nightmares up? What is the one thing worse than a spider rocking armor-piercing rounds that can send you to heaven with same-day delivery? A bigger spider rocking the same perk setup. That's right. Australian scientists have found a brand new species of this funnel web that is even bigger. How much bigger? Well, the standard Sydney funnel web grows to around 5 centimetres or 2 inches. And I mean, if you're asking me, 2 inches is more than enough. 2 inches is actually fucking huge. By comparison, this is the new one. It's twice the fucking size, cunt. 4 inches of 8-legged menace to the animal kingdom. But that isn't even the best part. You see, do you know what they named this thing? Do you know what professional scientists named a supersized version of the most dangerous spider on the entire fucking planet? The Newcastle Big Boy. Deadliest spider on the entire fucking globe. Big Boy. Only in Australia.
Oh, that's pretty good. See, yeah, that's good. Informative shorts content.
That's me. Yes, and also I can remember almost everything he said in there.
Yes, so that's Melanie Booth Butterfield and her husband. So it's Booth Butterfield and Booth Butterfield's instructional humor processing theory. It's one of the few theories of humor that has a lot of evidence for it, and it's that people remember things more when you attach something that is relevant and comedic to it, because it makes it memorable. I mean, that's the way
Yeah.
I went into a logical loop, or a loop of logic there.
I just love when he just
You
says,
remember
"It's
the thing
twice
that's
the
funny.
fucking size,
Yeah.
cunt."
You remember the thing that's funny because it made you laugh. You're like,
Right,
oh yeah, that was
yes.
funny. But then because it's associated with the educational material, then you can remember the educational material. It's kind of it's actually a sort of
Yeah,
mnemonic
humor.
device. It's a sort of mnemonic device. Anyway, here's these fucking bins. Standing outside of the courthouse. What is this, some kind of trans flag that she's got? Or is it the new flag of that state?
Is it
a Dutch flag?
Is that not Estonia?
What is this flag?
It's just like, I could swear that's Estonia's colors.
I think that is the Estonian flag. No, you're right. I assumed it was some trans thing. I
Yeah.
think that's actually sorry, Estonia. You got a tricolor. I thought it might have been some kind of gay thing.
Yeah, black, white,
That's
and blue is.
Yeah, that's
it's
the Estonian
Estonia.
flag. Yeah, now that I'm looking at it.
The hell is Estonia have to do with
Why do
anything?
they have country flag? I guess because we've come from all over the world, I suppose, to support this child murderer. Because she just like me, for real, for real. You know what? I think we've gone over this enough. Well, there's some. I want to get to the video because I want to show you guys
Started
that.
catching strays, yeah.
Uh,
By the way, now that I've shown you that Australia guy, you will watch more shorts of him because they're really, really funny.
I will. Yeah, that was pretty
And
funny.
I remember
Whoops.
all of them because they're actually pretty decent.
Instructional humor processing theory. Dr. Melanie Booth Butterfield actually taught me in graduate
Of course
school.
I fucking did.
So
I
this
also like his
woman,
accent.
this woman is a Forbes contributor that you're about to see at the Lindsay Clancy trial. This is a journalist. You'll know her when you see her, by the way. There she is. She's ecstatic.
Early life?
Brittany Romano.
Former, but she sounds like a gypsy. Former blue check marker.
Hmm.
Oh, she's part of the old regime.
She's worked for Forbes, Glamour, and Teen Vogue and Ellie, or Elle. So Teen Vogue and weirdly,
Oh, never
Teen
mind,
Vogue is an
she's just retarded.
extremely far left outlet. You wouldn't guess that, but Teen Vogue is like a communist socialist outlet. I know it doesn't seem like it would be, but they are.
Journalist who smiled winked during Lindsay Clancy trial says she's getting death threats. Jeez,
Well,
I wonder why.
Well, guess what? She's lost her fucking credentials over it. There's some justice. She's lost her. Yeah,
Fantastic.
she's lost
you
her credentials.
Evil-looking bitch.
Vanity Fair says you can't work with us anymore for this weird fucking display. Thank you for some sense of fucking sanity in this. Other reporters look stone-faced. She's smiling.
Anxiety. I smile when I'm uncomfortable.
Oh, you look like you're ecstatic. You look like you're real.
You look
see
like you're
something
ecstatic,
that makes
you
you very
weirdo.
happy. Yeah, you're a fucking creep and weirdo. Why do we care about her? You know? Yeah, it's just all right. Get fucked, bitch. And the crazy is even on the news as well. Of course, it's not just journalists. Of course, it is translated onto
By the
the
way,
news.
if-
The women
if-
are doing this
if-
shit
if
publicly,
smile,
obviously.
If you smile in public at nervous shit like this, why the hell are you there? And why are you smiling directly into the fucking camera, you dumb bitch?
One of the things that people have pointed out is that, like, Tommy Lauren and a bunch of female conservatives, conservathoughts, are all also on Lindsay Clancy's side, which is disconcerting because they don't fucking stand for anything. It is all, first and foremost, it's this solidarity with women. They're always feminists. They're always going to be feminists. That's what they are because they stand with their group identity first and foremost. Become autistic.
I'm amazed she
Become
didn't show her
ungovernable.
face because
Jesus. So this is
last
on
time Tommy
GB
Lauren
News.
was anywhere relevant is when Andrew absolutely killed her.
Yeah,
He just
yeah.
said, "What is the what
It's
do you
not just
offer
her,
men
though.
in exchange?"
Like, Shu has actually been a rare voice of reason from, although Shu, doesn't consider herself a conservative. A lot of conservative people like her. And Shu's been reasonable and rational as a mother, understandably, about this. But this was on GB News. There's a fucking crazy woman on here.
She was about the only the girl that is left leaning that is in any way reasonable, which I find really, really bizarre. I could just DM and ask her why she is sane while everyone else is insane.
I'm also okay with social safety nets in a white homogenous society. I'm also okay with some degree of welfare in a white homogenous society.
Yes, in fact, in case Shu ever sees this, hey Shu, I have a pitch for you. This is how I see
Look,
our sort of
we're okay with a
political
little bit of
problems here.
socialism, but gotta fix some things first. We could have a little, you could have, a little bit of socialism as a treat, but there's some prerequisites that have to be in place first.
Yes, like Shu, for example, I can see that you have more kind of like socialistic tendencies. I have more nationalistic tendencies. If only we can combine the
If
two.
only we could get along. Certainly.
Yeah.
Anyway, so this is this bent on
How
fucking
do you feel
TV
about the
news.
colors black, white, and red?
JPTDM for 10 says Lindsay Clancy described a command authority hallucination. Yes, a powerful voice telling her to kill the kids, or as I know it, demonic oppression. Exorcist, then baptism, then justice. Yeah, except for I don't actually think she heard a voice. I don't believe her. I think that is some shit she came up with post facto to be like.
She definitely does look like she's possessed.
She looks like she's possessed for sure. I mean, she is evil. She is. Whether or not she heard a voice, she's clearly possessed by something demonic to kill her own children. Like I said, I try to think about everything from the perspective of even evolutionary psychology, because it's just going to get you pretty far in life. If you think, why did that happen? Well, why would that have ever happened or ever existed? Why would any of these behaviors be in any way advantageous or make some kind of sense under harsh evolutionary conditions? Killing your own children never makes any evolutionary sense. Particularly as a 36-year-old, right? Now, I think, by the way, she's in jail for like 13 years, so she won't be able to have more children. I thought before was younger than that, but I don't know. With the advancing medicine, maybe when she gets out, she's in there for she'd be like 49, advancing medicine. Maybe she'd be able to have another and do that. Be pretty really pushing it, but still. Anywho, here's this crazy fucking woman, because they're just everywhere. They're fucking everywhere with this. Like I said, just develop autism. I don't take a whole bunch of Advil or something, so you can become less whatever this is, ladies. This is fucking crazy.
They should be commended because they didn't.
I've had it with you.
Oh my god, they should be commended. They didn't
sexism
kill
and
their
Sex
children.
of them.
She's a murderer. These women are
Okay.
cheering.
I'm done.
These are man-hating women that are standing outside. This is what it's about. They think the husband did it. They're crazy. They've lost their mind.
Do you know why
they're waving for a murderer?
Do you know why the woman is in a wheelchair? Did you even notice that she's in a
Couldn't care less.
wheelchair?
She's a murderer.
Thank you. Yeah, I don't care why she's in a wheelchair. Now, I do know why she's in a wheelchair, but I don't care. She murdered her 3 kids, but she's in a wheelchair. Men use suicide for
What does that have to do with why she's cheering for someone who killed someone?
But she's in a wheelchair, Spoon.
That makes no sense.
Because she threw herself out of a window, or her husband threw her out of the window. Excuse me. Manny Suicide for 20 says the ultimate, final, soul-crushing black pill isn't about Chad, your jawline, or anything incels cry about. It's the fact that the right one is out there, and you two will never meet because they're lost in a sea of crazy. You might.
That makes them just easier to find.
It does make them easier to find in a way. Just don't go looking in the sea of crazy, which I know is like impossible, but yeah. Dapper Wolf asks, Aiden, do you think stupidity is one side of the evil coin? Stupidity, like, it's always a thing of
genetic.
Stupid or evil can very often be completely or very difficult to separate from one another. Because a lot of times people do evil things because they are stupid, and a lot of times people do stupid things or do evil things just because they're fucking evil. And again, as a, in my background of psychology and human behavior, I was always taught, and I used to believe when I was in like grad and doc school, that there's no way that people aren't evil. They've got a malfunction. No. Some people are just evil. They are just patently, demonstrably evil, and there is nothing you can do to fix them. They're just evil.
If you want to find an easy way to tell if a woman is not insane and crazy, just ask them, how do you feel about race mixing and segregation?
You can ask them about this case. That probably helped too. Again, like as I said earlier, it's apparently happening.
Window after this
So she should have. They say that
Sorry, say again.
The best thing to ask a woman if you want to know if she's actually insane or crazy is just ask them, like, what's your follower count on your social media?
What does that say about me, Spoon?
Well, you're kind of the exception because
Shu as well. Shu's got a
you've
huge
been around
follower.
for a while.
Shu's got an enormous, follower count.
She was also married with a child.
There's
doesn't say insanely stupid shit.
It's probably a good heuristic there. Like, this is a big.
I like the way that you did the typical woman thing. If I give you like a good example, the first thing you do is give me the exceptions.
I did do a bit of a typical woman thing there, didn't I?
Yeah.
Shame me. Give me, S to spit in the chat. Shame me for that. S for spit, S for shame. I did the woman thing. Oh well, let's keep going.
Lindsay was in psychosis. I think these women are suffering from psychosis.
Really?
They've been watching too many true crime Netflix dramas. You know, this was a incredibly privileged woman, incredibly wealthy. She had a nanny, and she...
Yeah, to leave out, her husband made a shit ton of money. She had a nanny. She didn't at the time, but she had a nanny. She had everything that she ever wanted or needed provided for her. Her husband started working from home because she said she needed more help with the kids. Like, anything that she could, it's like, we need help, we need support. You could not have had more material support than this woman had, and she still killed her 3 kids.
She's still complaining that she needed help. She could not have got more help from the system that she already have received.
Look at her face. Look at this woman's face when she hears that. Look at it. Because he's correct. He's stating a demonstrably true empirical fact. She really could not have had more support.
Help from the system.
Look. Oh no, an uncomfortable truth that doesn't align with my fucking feels.
That she already have received. This is a murderer who strangled her children one by one. One of the boys ran away and she chased him down and killed him. Laurie Watkins.
She should like take a deep breath. She's so upset with reality.
What you just said was absolutely disgusting.
Thank you.
You should be ashamed of
you.
yourself.
Thank you.
And you can hear that he's not. Okay?
Why? Because it's true.
You clearly don't care, so pipe down.
I don't care. And by the way, men watching this, if you have a woman sat next to you on the sofa who is defending this murderer, you got to think deeply about this. I've seen weddings.
Dude, yeah, Anonymous, she's felt it as fuck. Look at the, oh my god, look at the guy on the right. Is his cabbie or his fucking... He just looks like he wants to be dead. Spoon, are you there? Did I chase you off? Did you walk away for a minute?
No, I'm here. I'm just looking at this shit show.
Look at the guy on the right.
Who was the guy that cried over Ukraine in Congress? He reminds me of that guy.
I don't
will know.
remember.
I can't remember his name now.
Yeah, I like this guy on the left too.
We need to have some empathy with
Talk to your women.
What is it?
He was on the Jan 6 committee.
Oh.
He was a Republican. I can't remember his name now.
Who cried over?
He reminds me a bit of him.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I can't remember, man. Maybe somebody in the chat knows. I don't.
Find out. What are they thinking? They're defending this woman. It's
I don't think
insane.
anybody's defending what she did, but you can have empathy for what she went through and how she...
I know many women that this is happening.
But you quite literally are defending what she did. You're giving defenses as to why. No, yeah, okay, well, yeah, she killed the kids, yes, and that's bad. But here's all the reasons why it's okay. That's defending what she did.
So, many women have gone through this. Yeah, but not to the point where they're killing their kids. Like, that's kind of the
This
point.
is so incomprehensible to me that why any of this is happening. As I said, evolutionarily, this makes no sense. I understand that women copy each other in terms of behaviors, but this is fucking
No, not Swole.
lunacy.
Swole one is the guy that fucked Fang Fang.
Oh yeah, that was Fang Fang guy.
Yeah.
Happened to. No, they did not kill their children, but they also, what you failed to mention.
They should be kept
Be
ended
quiet,
because they
please.
did.
I've had it with you.
Oh my god, they should be kept ended. They didn't kill their
Misogyny.
children. She's a murderer. These women are cheering.
I can't. Okay.
I can't. Okay, well then maybe shut the fuck up and let the guy talk.
Yeah, it's psychiatrists as well. Probably won't get to a lot of U.S. politics because I'm going to want to premiere my video. Probably, I was going to do it at 11, but I might move it back to 11:30. It's only 40 minutes, only 40. So here's an OBGYN. I'm sorry, I thought she was a psychiatrist. OBGYN. This woman is in women's health. And here's her take. This woman is going to prescribe you all kinds of shit for your woman problems. Look at by the way, look at the glasses. Look at the glasses.
No.
Hi, Lindsay. I'm Dr. Sterling. I don't even know if you're allowed to watch videos like this, if someone can show it to you. I don't know. But I
God,
want
this
you
is so
to
weird
know
and
that I
parasocial.
believe you. From my perspective as an OBGYN, I believe that you were over-functioning throughout your entire postpartum period. I am blown away by how hard you were working to get better.
She didn't do anything. She wasn't even, she had a nanny. They had like a nanny who was there 3 days a week. Again, at the very end, she wasn't. But they had a nanny that was there like 3 or 4 days a week. She had every bit of assistance, even in the time when she killed the children. It's because she sent her husband, who had switched to working from home, out on errands. And he dutifully obliged. This is so insane. There's literally, there is no pleasing these women.
While also working as a mom. I've got 3 kids. I know how much work it is, even when...
Do you want to kill them? I do agree. Any woman who comes out publicly saying this kind of shit probably should be investigated. At least a little bit. Put them on a list. You come out and say this kind of shit, say, oh, I feel that way about my kids all the time. On the list you go. Along with all the right-wing dissidents you hate.
You're wearing Elton John's glasses.
Your glasses are insane. Yeah, I can't either. I thought it was I also thought it might be... Is it a filter?
It looks like a prop.
Because it's like they're weirdly cut off at the sides. I don't know. She's making herself look like a clown either way. Yeah. Yeah.
When you are mentally well, it's so hard to take
they are
care
real.
of 3 kids. Obviously, hindsight's 20/20, but I don't know what else you could have done.
I don't know what else you could have done. Other than
Can we just say women in the workforce is an absolute fucking joke?
Yeah, you had no other choice than to kill your children. You had pretty much every other choice imaginable before that. Check yourself into a
the most fucked up thing about all of this?
Check yourself into a fucking mental health institution. Put yourself in a loony bin.
Or an insane asylum.
That's what I mean. Put yourself in a loony bin.
Oh, well, we got rid of those.
No, they can still hold people. Just check yourself into a mental hospitals are still exist. Long-term mental hospitals. They're not the same kind as they used to be. Put yourself away.
There's already going to be in one called prison.
Thank God. I hope so.
Far beyond.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, but this is what's going to happen. Once this woman goes to jail, there'll be a massive outcry of blah, 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 and then literally within less than 72 hours, this will be completely forgotten.
Yeah, obviously.
Because that's every big freaking story. There's a whole bunch of hullabaloo because something else will replace it.
One, something else will replace it. But 2, the women doing all this shit and posting it on social media, when the trend switches, they won't get the attention from it anymore. All of the attention that they are currently getting by being, I stand with Lucy Conley, what's her name? Lindsay Clancy.
Yeah.
Lindsay, that's a very different person. I stand with Lindsay Clancy. She is me. I am her. We are it, or whatever. They stop doing that when there's no more clout, when there's no more attention to be gained from doing this shit. And by clout, I mean attention, ultimately, with women, because that is the social capital that women care about the most, is attention. We'll watch a little bit more of this. It's almost over. We're about halfway through it.
What should be expected of a single individual? You have galvanized us women.
Oh, have you?
In a really powerful way. And I'm not
really horrifying way.
Ready to...
That you all will forget about, yeah. The second that there's no more attention being paid to this woman. You're all glomming on because she's got attention on her. You just want a little drop. Can I have, please, sir? Can I have just a smidge, just a crumb of attention? Here's the attention you ordered, madam.
To tell my story yet, but when I eventually do,
Did you kill your children? What's your story? What the fuck?
It's going to be because you came first.
Did you abuse your children? Because that's what I would automatically think. If you're like, oh, I relate to this. What's my story? I now immediately think that this woman is a child abuser.
And you...
By the way, talk about your face work stuff and how you present publicly, which women also really care about. Great job there. I'll tell my story of what I did. I'm automatically going to assume that you're a child abuser.
You showed all of us that we can be honest and we can be real about what we experience as mothers. So thank you. And
we can be honest and real by killing our kids. Dude, this is fucking insane. Yeah, Matt Walsh says it's the best argument for the patriarchy. It's the best argument for fucking repealing 19. Women clearly cannot make rational fucking decisions. I've been saying it for years. I'm not the only one. Many, many women have. Obviously, Florence Nightingale was not in favor of giving women the franchise for these exact kind of reasons.
Yeah, wonder why.
By the way, I brought this up earlier, but I'll get to this real quick. She didn't even have PPD. Prosecution witness casts doubt, at least, on her PPD postpartum depression psychosis defense. Is this not going to load? Well, thanks, CBS News. Okay, well, prosecutors in Lindsay Clancy murder trial wrapping up their rebuttal testimony. Well, Rebecca Reef, in fact, did not have more analysis for me, unless there's something weird here. Nope, that's interesting. This was an article earlier. It's gone now. I want to move into this video anyway. So, Spoon, just let me know if you want to pause. I'm just going to let this play. I'm not going to play all of it, because I would like you guys to go watch this video. It's got 25,000 views. I think it should have way more views than this. This video is fantastic. I don't remember who sent it to me, but this is great. A woman is doing like a actually interesting breakdown of the reactions of women to this. So it's 23 minutes. Let's go ahead and play some of it. Let me subscribe here. On Broken Crown. I did give her a sub. She's got 637, but I think this video should have way more views because this is a fantastic video.
Distinct point where modern empathy stops being compassionate and becomes utterly unhinged, and the online discourse surrounding Lindsay Clancy and her case is its absolute ground zero. Observe now, through the digital undergrowth of the timeline, a fascinating specimen operating in its native habitat.
Just point something out.
We've learned a lot more.
Yep. Yeah.
There was a Twitter post that I read. It was like 2 days ago. I don't think I shared it. I probably should have. And it was an interesting post about in the old days before the internet, when women stayed at home and they had kids, everyone in the neighborhood would have children. So being a mother was like a social thing.
Yeah. You
And
talk to
now
other
that some of
moms
them are
about
still
this.
at work.
Yeah.
Yes, and now that they're all at work, or some of them, the ones that do stay at home, there's no one else around that does the same thing.
Yeah, they're
That's
out.
why
They're
all
outcasts.
online.
Yeah. So they're all
Yes,
online, talking
because
on their
there's
mommy
no one else to talk
blogs and their
to.
mommy forums.
Yes, and yeah, that's replaced the local effect with
Yes.
just this weird
Your local
abstract
community.
electronic
Yeah.
thing. Yes, and that's why they're searching for that. That's why being a mother is miserable, because there's no social aspect to it as it was before. Now it's completely fucked up. That's why. That's why that energy of motherhood that used to be around with neighboring other mothers has just been replaced with a bunch of dumbass women in the workplace fucking shit up. They have no fucking business in gossiping there. That's basically where they do their woman shit that they would have done with other women being mothers. They just done it in the office.
It
That's
does
why
seem,
women suck in the workforce.
it seems that way, yes.
That seems a plausible explanation, actually.
Indeed. I'm gonna put this on. We'll keep watching it for a bit, shall we? Yeah, I don't know how I feel about the visual style, which seems to be like using a bunch of AI generated images like to create an animation, but the work on it though is quite good.
About Lindsay Clancy's husband as the trial has played out, and women are clocking every tidbit. Patrick Clancy was a man who failed his wife and kids. He didn't grow up, lead, or take responsibility for his family.
He's
He
literally
was a
done
man
everything.
who wanted kids and who allowed his wife to sacrifice her body to produce them, but then didn't make sacrifices to care for that body when it needed
She's gonna explain it. Like, just
to help as a result.
Good
In
God.
the U.S., people heavily chastise women who won't have kids, but also hang mothers by a noose when they struggle and fail. I think that stops with this case in the court of public opinion.
Don't think so.
Here,
X'd it out.
nestled within the algorithmic brush of social media, we find Moralis performativus, a creature known
You see why I love
colloquially
this,
to
right?
researchers of online
Right, like you see why I love this style of presentation. We're doing it. She calls it a modern digital safari. I like this a lot.
discourse as the armchair ideologue. Notice the posture, completely insulated from physical reality, yet utterly convinced of its supreme vantage point above the herd.
Specimen, the digital outrage moralist.
This woman sounds like me if I was a woman.
Right? I thought you might like this too, right?
Yeah.
I won't play all of it, like I say, but
This is the vantage point above all of the others. Yeah, that sounds like a female version of me.
I did say I wanted to leave it. I wanted to get out at 11 so we could watch my premiere. So I'm going to set that up now too. By the way, yeah, we'll do that because we'll get to. So I'm going to be away, like I said, for the weekend. So I won't be doing Science Sybil this weekend, but we can get to the politics stuff. I want to talk about this Lindsay Clancy trial. Unfortunately, we talked about a bunch of the drama shit as well, but I want to talk about this. Let's we'll watch this. I'll go ahead and set up my stream or my video premiere to happen at 11. We'll just watch this for as long as we feel like it, and we'll head out, and I'll give you guys a link to go over to the premiere. How about that? That sound good? Let's do that.
I could reach out to her and go, how about we have a back and forth reading, you and I?
Actually, that would be fun. It would be fun. She, she's got a big channel, but I feel like this video is like criminally underwatched for 2 days. It's very good.
Tribus sanctimonious, otherwise known as vacular mala. Habitat, 280 character microterritories. Primary behavior, reflexive inversion of cause, effect, and culpability.
Consider the specimen's display ritual, perfectly captured in posts dissecting the Lindsay Clancy tragedy. The text unspooled with clinical
Oh my god, I just
detachment
realized who
from the
she reminds me of.
Who?
Okay, this is gonna be an an incredibly obscure reference. But in San Andreas, in the WCTR radio station, there is a woman that advertises Casa City.
Mm-hmm.
And she says something like, "This is real America, drunk, proud, unemployed, and angry. Hear the eagle roar." She sounds exactly like this. And it's all I could think about. If you know the ad I'm talking about on the San Andreas radio station, then you fucking know this sounds like this chick. That's
Yeah,
all
yeah,
I can
yeah,
think of.
yeah.
Yeah. Tired of all the sunshine and good weather. Want a real American vacation. I am way too good at doing that voice. I just realized out loud.
What? Hang on, I'm having a hard time getting
Ugh.
this to set up.
But yeah,
Why is
it's
why
that.
will this not let me set up a Premiere? Why won't this work? We'll play this for a minute while I'm trying to figure out what's going on with YouTube.
Actual crime scene. Patrick Clancy was a man who failed his wife and kids. He didn't grow up, lead, or take responsibility for his family. So on and so forth. It's a breathtaking display of ideological acrobacy.
Sorry?
He did all those things.
Yeah, he did. He did everything he could possibly imaginably do. There's nothing else he could have done.
In the wild, when an apex crisis occurs, standard evolutionary logic dictates identifying the actual source of destruction. But for this particular breed of commentator, reality must be filtered through a rigid tribal lens. In this closed ecological niche, the creature survives in a very specific food source, pure synthesized outrage. It grazes endlessly on tragedy, stripping away the actual human facts to...
I'm sorry that I'm not commenting too much on this. That's why I don't want to play all of her video. It's just go give her a sub and check this out on your own time as well. Because like I love this style of presentation. And I really like what she's done here in particular, which is...
I don't think that's AI, actually.
I don't know what it is, actually, what she's done with this. But what I quite like about it is that she's made clear that it's not all one motivation for all women, right? There's different motivations that she's classified them into different genus, you know, essentially, the different species of foid that exist. And I think that that is accurate. I don't think it's one unifying thing. Most of it is copying behavior, which I'll talk about a lot in my new video, but I don't think it's the only thing. Some of it is just the political activists. Some of it is the women who just want attention. She goes through them all. And I highly suggest watching the whole video.
A dense cud of self-righteous indignation. This offshoot diet of bad takes and manufactured grievance doesn't nourish intellect, rather it bloats the specimen with a profound performative stupidity that it mistakes for moral illumination.
This is
that's a great
Altiori.
phrase, actually.
It is Altiori.
Moral
Altiori.
illumination.
Yes, right. Moral illumination. Altiori is the name of the channel. I really like this. I keep saying it, but I do.
More distorted the reality, the richer the feast. To maintain the safety of the ideological hive, the narrative undergoes a total inversion. The predator-victim flip. The physical actor, who strangled 3 children with exercise bands, is magically stripped of agency, reduced to an inert vessel battered by circumstance.
I don't even understand this battered by circumstance shit. What fucking circumstance? She had it's so bizarre. I mean, they're all like aligned on this, but truly,
It's
what
hormonal.
the fuck? Yeah, I guess.
That's what they mean.
Yeah.
I mean, it's beyond her control, meaning the hormones are beyond her control.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
what they
I guess, yeah.
mean. I'm assuming.
But by the way, I did look over it, and the other psychiatrists are even questioning if she had postpartum. And certainly not 8 months after the baby was born, because the youngest child was 8 months old, right? Just to be clear.
The designated scapegoat, the father, who was running an errand for medicine and food, who returned to find his family destroyed, and who begged the public to find forgiveness in their hearts, is identified as the primary culprit for failing to possess psychic foresight and traditional patriarchal omnipotence. And lastly, the performative purr. Having successfully turned harrowing family slaughter into a lecture on male domestic leadership, the specimen signals to the rest of the flock that it has achieved moral enlightenment. In the ecosystem of the internet, this behavior serves a vital survival function. It protects the commentator from ever having to confront messy, horrifying human realities. Why grapple with severe psychiatric catastrophe or individual culpability when you can simply point a finger across the digital savannah, blame the nearest surviving male, and bask in the warm glow of unearned superiority?
I think that we are all
Man, some of these videos are fucking insane.
watching Lindsay Clancy realize she actually didn't kill those fucking kids? Why did he need a GoFundMe? Is he paying for her lawyer? $1.7 million for what? How much does a funeral cost?
Now let us venture deeper
Why do
into
all
the
of these
digital
women
underbrush
look
past the
insanely evil?
They really all do, though, right?
They all look just really fucked up.
They all have, like, they have the dead eyes, like a shark's eyes. Do you know
There's
what I
just,
mean?
like, yeah, like deaths there.
It really is. They look dead eyes like a shark's eyes, man.
casual outraged grazers, and you'll encounter an even more astonishing evolutionary dead end. Stultus delirius, the delusional fool. Notice the characteristic dead eyes of the specimen. It is a hollow, unblinking gaze that signals...
Yeah. The hollow,
Yep.
like a shark's eyes.
A complete severance from the physical world. The eyes do not match the horrific gravity of 3 dead offspring. Instead, they are glazed over with the intoxicating, vacant thrill of a true crime podcast consumer who has entirely lost the plot. You're looking at a creature completely detached from reality.
Specimen. The conspiracy revisionist. Stultus delirius.
I love even like all the little Latin names, you know, or faux Latin names.
Deep thread comment sections and TikTok true crime algorithms. Primary behavior. Total fabrication of alternate realities.
Listen closely.
Yeah,
to
these
its
are
call.
the craziest ones where it's just like, I'm just gonna make some shit up. But it's real in my mind, apparently.
He is fucking panicking right now. He's got a family member in law enforcement. The new wife's husband is connected to Hollywood. He's living in a high-rise in Manhattan.
How dare he move on from the fact that his life and his children have been wiped out of existence. For shame.
With a new doctor wife and a
Oh,
new baby.
no.
This
Oh,
man
no.
has not shed one tear.
This creature does not merely shift blame like its cousin Vacula Mala. It actively attempts to rewrite the fundamental laws of physics and evidence. In its most bizarre mating display, the specimen posits that the perpetrator is suddenly realizing she didn't do it. To sustain this
this
fantasy,
shit's fucking
the creature
insane.
must ignore the crime scene, the timeline, the medical records, and even the defense's own legal strategy. Instead, it builds...
The man did make money in digital foil. He made over $100,000 a year, I think. He was making like legitimate money and to allow her to be a stay-at-home mom. So again, and paid for, you know, a nanny and a housekeeper. And it's not, I don't have any help. I need assistance.
Holy water just throw at my TV screen.
Like her parents were also deeply involved in her mental health stuff. She had her parents were around. Her husband gave her everything. He moved to working from home so he could be around her more often. He hired a nanny to help her with taking care of the kids in the house. There was nothing that could have been, this woman was just always going to kill her kids. No amount of assistance would have been enough for this bitch.
Builds an elaborate conspiracy out of digital scraps and paranoid logic. The proof of the husband's ultimate guilt? He's paying for the lawyer. The latest smoking gun uncovered by our armchair investigators. The surviving male, after enduring the total destruction of his home and family in 2023, eventually divorced the perpetrator and killer.
Yeah, also, he didn't
She's
get
gonna go
involved
to
in this-
jail though, isn't she?
I think she is going to go to jail because, I mean, like, look, she killed the kids.
You killed the guy's children. It wasn't like 1, it was 3.
Yeah.
And you have shown absolutely no emotion in any capacity whatsoever.
No, not really. Well, yeah, he didn't cry a single tear. Where's her tears? Right? If that's what we judge, if that's our evidence, where's her tears? She just looks like a psychopath.
Relocated hundreds of miles away to the land of New York, and years later, quietly remarried.
Behavioral paradox. The crime of moving on. Observed reaction.
Well, she's gonna be put away no matter what. So they're arguing criminal insanity by reason of postpartum depression or postpartum psychosis. So then they would, by reason of insanity, postpartum psychosis, she would still be sent to a mental hospital for some amount of time, right? Yeah, she did show glee. From what I saw, treachery is everywhere. Treachery everywhere. So she's gonna go somewhere. But if she's put in a mental hospital and then all of a sudden, oh, she makes major improvements, then she goes free, right? She's put in prison. It's not the same thing. Although I believe the maximum she's going to serve is something like 13 years. So the punishment does in no way, whether she gets the full extent of the law and gets 13 years in prison, or goes to a mental hospital and doesn't go to prison, it is nowhere near enough. She should be put to death. And that's my opinion. I don't know. Spoon, what do you think?
Yep.
She's a murderer. Put her to death.
Yep.
Outrage at the surviving victim for not remaining an eternal widower. Specimen logic. Rebuilding a shattered life equals forensic culpability.
In the wild, standard survival instincts
What's that?
It's quite a strange perspective. From the commentators, by the way, not from his perspective.
Well, yeah, I mean, she's obviously mocking it, but yeah, I remember Casey Anthony. Yeah, that was ridiculous. That was insane. She so obviously killed that, her daughter. It was obvious, you know?
That an organism fleeing a catastrophic disaster will eventually attempt to rebuild its nest. But to Stultus Delirious, the fact that a grieving father didn't remain permanently frozen in agonizing grief and dared to co-found a charity in his children's honor while attempting to piece together a new life years later is treated as definitive proof of a sinister plot.
With a new doctor wife and a new baby, this man has not shed one tear.
In the terminal stage of its delusion, the specimen reaches its most breathtaking conclusion, implying, with a smug, vacant certainty, that the surviving father must somehow be the true architect of the crime. By completely untethering from human decency and forensic reality, the specimen achieves its ultimate survival goal. It successfully transforms the harrowing murder of 3 young offspring into a personalized, interactive, true crime.
Yeah, and that's what so much of this is, I think, to women. It's it's like a murder mystery and I get to solve it. You know, for a while, like I've watched true crime stuff. For a while,
they're not solving it; they're giving it to a conclusion that they would like to see.
That they would like.
With.
So for a while, Bill and I were subscribed to this. I thought it was something fun we could do together. We never ended up really doing it, but we were subscribed to this subscription box where it would every month they would send you this big packet. This box in the mail, and it was a murder or some kind of mystery, true crime mystery, not true crime, like a crime mystery, and it had all the little bits of evidence that's included in the box, and you had to piece together. I thought it would be we never ended up doing it, like I said, but it was a cool idea. I think maybe that's a more positive way in a fictionalized murder mystery for you to put your energy into, ladies. I have to remember what it's called. I can't remember. It's like a killer box or something. I don't know. Go buy a subscription to that instead of doing this weird shit, right? Yeah.
Soap opera where the commentator gets to play the sole enlightened detective.
Earlier this year, a TikToker by the name of Ashley Gilliard was ordered to pay $10 million.
So I thought of this case too because there was this black psychic woman who was convinced that a white professor woman who was unrelated to the murder of several students at a university, Hunt a Killer, that was it, Creamsicle, yes, Hunt a Killer, was absolutely convinced, because she read it in the stars or the tea leaves or whatever, that this random woman had killed these kids at the university and just made hundreds of TikToks accusing her of being a murderer to the point she had to take her to court over it because she wouldn't fucking stop. And then she, of course, I didn't do nothing. I didn't do anything wrong. The stars have told me she's the real killer. And women ate it the fuck up on TikTok.
To a Idaho professor. Why, you might say? Because Ashley was making videos falsely accusing Idaho professor Rebecca Schofield for murdering 4 college students. I hope Patrick Clancy sues every single one of you guys who is falsely accusing him of murdering his children when we know who did it for every single thing that you got. I hope that there are some attorneys right now documenting and saving all of these videos so when this Lindsay Clancy...
Me too. Melanated gentlemen, I also hope that someone is documenting all of this and after the fact, they go through and just sue every major fucking TikTok account that has any money worth taking off of them to seek restitution for this fucking insanity. To add to the fact that he has to go to trial and be there regarding the deaths, the murders of his children, to have crowds of women standing out in front of the courthouse calling him the actual murderer, to have millions of women online, at least tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands, coming up with elaborate theories about how he's actually responsible at the end of the day. Yeah, I hope he sues them, and I hope he makes at least some money so that he can start his new life over again. Fucking insane.
Trial is over, they just go to Patrick and say, don't worry, we got you some more money.
Field researchers of internet culture, prominent observers like Shoe Head, have catalogued the bizarre pack mechanics of these creatures for years. When one of their own commits an act of catastrophic violence, the flock does not scatter in horror. Instead, they exhibit a rare social behavior. They swarm together, pool digital currency, and establish crowdfunding reserves to shield the perpetrator from the consequences of the kill. In the broader animal kingdom, maternal filial cannibalism or termination is well documented. Under extreme environmental stress, malnutrition, or postpartum disorientation, a mother might cull her.
It happens also naturally. It's a product of not major histocompatibility. That's what new videos about major histocompatibility complex. Trivers-Willard hypothesis. Particularly, male fetuses are cold in utero when things are very stressful. We are actually biologically designed for this to happen, and animals do it as well. If the infant, if the newborn is sickly or something, they will kill it. So this exists within the animal kingdom. But although we are animals, we're also fucking humans, okay? And we have moral systems that separate us from animals. Obviously.
A litter to conserve resources or in a chaotic reflexive snap. Yet, evolutionary biology records no precedent of fellow herd animals actively fundraising to reward or facilitate the
I know of no literature to support that behavior evidenced elsewhere in the animal kingdom.
Destruction of the offspring. While an animal in a blind, fleeting panic might bolt off a cliff or drive a vehicle into a lake in a single unthinking instant, it is an entirely different biological reality to methodically, deliberately stalk each individual offspring one by one and cut their lives short through prolonged, agonizing strangulation.
Biological phenomenon. Parasitic behavioral inversion. Mechanism. Neuroideological hijacking. Meme-born
I love meme-born toxoplasmosis. I really like this. Is my favorite one, so we'll do this one last, and then I won't play all of our video, and we'll get out of here. Head on over to my premiere on the Science Sybil channel. I've just tweeted it out, and I've provided a link there pinned in the description, but we'll get through this little bit, because I really like her toxoplasmosis analogy.
Toxoplasmosis. Symptom. Selective predatory sympathy paired with severe host self-sabotage.
The hypocrisy within the herd is staggering. Many of these same specimens aggressively signal absolute moral purity, championing veganism, weeping over the ethical treatment of livestock, and demanding endless grace and rehabilitation for violent criminal predators that actively hunt in their own territory. They extend boundless mercy to apex threats, while exhibiting utter contempt for the innocent offspring and the surviving father who attempted to protect them. This suggests we are not dealing with standard evolutionary drift, but a full-scale cognitive plague, much like the Spinochordotes tellini, the parasitic horsehair worm that hijacks the nervous system of a cricket.
This is great.
And forces it into the water to drown, or Toxoplasma gondii, which rewires a rodent's brain chemistry to make it sexually attracted to the scent of cat urine, so the feline predator can easily consume it and complete the parasite's life cycle. A digital pathogen has hijacked their faculties. The host's mind has been effectively taken over by ideological parasites, forcing the creature to sabotage its own territory, dismantle basic human empathy, and clear the path for the very predators that destroy them. Scan now along the comment margins, and you will spot yet another distinct variety. Sanctimonia hypocrita.
Now, that's about half of the video. So I'll leave it there. I don't want to play all of our video here because it's fantastic. I highly suggest you finish it. Give it a watch. Go watch my premiere first, of course. I'm going to be a little bit selfish there. Watch my premiere first, but definitely go check out this video. I will post it as well here, which is Women Are Being Weaponized, Modern Digital Safari. I think she does a fantastic job. She breaks down, I think, like 5 or so different rationales and reasons for why this might be happening from different sort of cognitive and paracognitive perspectives. And in a fun and entertaining way that's set up like, you know, as you can obviously tell, a digital safari. Now, is there anything else that we want to cover before we head out? One last thing, just I will be away, like I said, for the weekend because I will be in England for the Watan. which I hope will be good. Spoon, please please, Spoon, read my speech so you can give me some pointers. Should I read any parts of
Okay, if
it?
you're asking if you're asking me for pointers,
Well,
then
I'm asking for a little bit of, like, just what do you think? Because it is ultimately about
I
elite
think.
theory in many ways. Well, no, I mean, I provide, it's mostly statistics. But there's also some...
Okay, I'm confused because Morgoth has now weighed in on this.
What did Morgoth say?
He just said it's bullshit. I just said Sargon's posted, and I just said like, yes, the four of them that exists that simply tell you the democratic apparatus is not for you, which
Yeah.
is true. And it's time bullshit was calling this idea. Elite theorists can repeatedly lie about and slander good people. I don't even know what he's referencing, to be honest. He said, I don't know who AA, Scrump, Evelyn, or Blam blasted as slander. Yeah. Blam blasted. Yeah, there we go.
There you
Tongue
go.
twister that is. Says call them containment or Zionist shills. Okay, you're gonna call Blam, Scrump, Evelyn,
Zionist?
or
Zionists?
AA Zionist shills? Like, really?
Morgoth, come on, man.
Yeah. And then when they're called out for on it, run behind theory. I'm sorry, but like I know these guys. To call them Zionist shills is like, dude, that's
What's going on?
very tone deaf.
What is this psychosis? This is some other kind of Morgoth is a smart
Yeah,
guy who should know better than that.
bizarre.
I'm perplexed. I'm genuinely confused by that. I don't know what's going on, guys. Right-wing infighting, I suppose. Oh well. Well, let's see. I guess how the wit's hand goes, because my
I can tell you why.
speech is pretty
They're
directed.
upset.
Which is, they got invested in Restore.
No, it's not even. Well, yeah, it's sort of that. It's more the case that this organization, if you look at any sort of successful ones, there's always like I want to say like a vanguard, but there's always a head figure, whether it was Stalin or Lenin or okay, not so much Trotsky because Trotsky got kicked the shit out of by Stalin.
Trotsky got kicked out. Yeah.
Yeah, but there's always like one figure that everyone sort of rallies around, and you can see this with like every election all over Europe. They said Restore was a Zionist containment op, but it is.
No, they're not. Hayford mods, they are not literally saying do nothing in the face of doing something. They are saying that what you consider to be doing something is fruitless. It's pointless. It is a waste of your time and energy, and that time and energy could and should be spent better elsewhere. That engaging in electoral politics is a farce and a waste of your time that will only end up with you getting fucked over. They are not saying go die and roll over in a ditch. That's not what any of us are saying. We're saying that electoral politics, you get to pick some guy off of a ballot. Well, who picks the guy who goes on a ballot? That's the elites. You don't make that decision. And at the end of the day, whoever you pick is still controlled and organized by the same elites.
Okay, I'm so confused. Morgan just said it. They said Restore was a Zionist containment op. They said Charlie Downs was a grifter. I mean, Blam said that. They said it was all an op to fold it right back into the Tory party. Okay, and Lowe asking Farage for a merger is a sign of...
Well, Farage is asking for a merger with... well, no, Farage isn't. Rupert Lowe has asked for a merger with Reform.
Yeah, Lowe asking Farage for a merger.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. I'm sorry, just last week, guys, you forget when Rupert Lowe went crawling basically on his hands and knees to ask, can I please come back into your Reform party, please? Ostensibly.
Yes, and AA's whole point was he wanted Restore to take over the Tory party.
Yeah.
Because, like, you watch the streams, you know this. I know, okay, maybe this is just me, but I
would be
don't
better
think that these
if they did
elite
that.
theorists
Yeah.
have that much of a sway over the party.
No, people are upset that Restore is not doing what they wanted it to do, and they're looking for someone to blame, and they've invested too much emotional energy into Rupert Lowe and into people like Charlie Downs to be able to in any way fault them. But don't even fault them. It's not necessarily anyone's fault in that group, right? It's outside of everyone's control. And that does not mean then go fucking top yourself, right? It means find small community-based projects that you can work on where you can actually accomplish something. You, as an individual within a massive fucking system, can't do shit. It does not work bottom up.
I would just laugh at this because I just said to him, like, maybe this is just me, dude, but I do not believe the current predicament is because of 4 people on X and YouTube.
It's not.
Like, I'm sorry, but if you think that, I'm just going to make fun of you because that's dumb.
If you think that Nima Parvini, Scrump, Evelyn, and Blamblas have somehow been able to fuck over Restore, have been able to fuck over the whole country, and they're to blame for this shit, I'm sorry. That's a bit delusional. Anyway, I'm about to go switch over to the new video. It's going to premiere here in starting just 2 minutes. So if you want to come hang out, watch new video premiering now. Here, I was already posted, but I'll post it again. Excuse me. Bunkle of links there. Come over and check it out. And I hope you enjoy it, and I hope it does well. Because I'm trying to build this new channel. All right, guys. Thank you all for showing up. Sorry if you're getting a little short tonight, and we'll see you all next